Halstead Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
All right, everybody, welcome to another evening of Division 11A football here in North Dakota. We have the Lisbon Broncos taking on the Sargent County Bulldogs. The Broncos currently at 4-2 in the region. They're 4-4 overall. And then Sargent County picking up their first win last week. They're 1-6 in the region. They're 1-7 overall. And we're here with our Olson County pregame show. I have the head coach here of the Sargent County Bulldogs, Coach Eric Olson. So, Coach Olson, you guys coming off your big win last week, 46-8. You had a good showing on the offensive side, putting up close to 100 yards through the air. You had over 140 yards on the ground. And then also your special team showed up there, scored a touchdown, a big punch in the mouth right away there within the first 15 seconds. So just kind of recap that win last week, and then maybe go into how everybody was feeling after that win.
Yeah, going into the week, it was I give the kids a lot of credit because obviously the season hasn't went as well as we had hoped throughout the year, but I said the kids kept battling, and we kind of knew that Mayport CG would probably be the best team that we'd match up against, and yeah, we got going right off the bat with that kickoff return, and the kids they were energized after that, and Mayport gave us a couple short fields, and the offensive numbers didn't show it, but we scored every time. Until I think we did punt once and gave up a fourth down turnover on downs, but the kids they were excited about things last week, and hopefully that'll carry into the night here. Yeah,
definitely something that could be contagious. Maybe the Broncos have to watch out for. The Broncos coming off a loss last week, so maybe feeling a little bit down. And then Sargent County picking up the big 46-8 win. So just looking at this short week, kind of a short week of practice, and also today a little bit different start time for our game today. So maybe just talk a little bit about how you had to adjust to that, a short week of practice, and then game day shortened by an hour for you, and just how you adjusted your schedule for that.
We basically just take out one of the days, and we know that tonight's the end of our season. So we kind of tried to have a fun week of practice, and took out a little bit here and there, but we had the junior high and JV game up in Lisbon on Monday, and both teams are going to have to deal with it. Lisbon, I know they were beat up a little bit last week against Hillsboro, and so I mean it's going to affect both teams in that sense. But it's kind of nice, get this out of the way, and then Lisbon can start focusing on their playoff opponent, and we can pack up the stuff and put the equipment away after tonight. But I told the kids, I said you only have one experience of high school football, and we know that this is going to be the end tonight, and I said go out and have fun, and because there's nothing like high school football. It's condensed into your 4 years of high school, and once you take the helmet and shoulder pads off, you're done playing football. So go out and have fun, and enjoy the Friday Night Lights one more time here tonight.
Yeah, I was going to kind of save this till the end, but since you touched on a little bit just about the season and, kind of talking to your guys about how the season went and how they're feeling and how they should appreciate the opportunity that they have right now. You've been coaching here for 21 years, so and you've seen a lot of maybe ups and downs. You see a lot of switches as far as the program where you co-opt with Milner, then you came and you co-opt with Sargent Central, right? And then you went from 9-man to 11-man. So maybe just kind of bring us through, Sargent County as how you've evolved as a program and as a team, and how that's gone for you this year, making the adjustment up to 11-man.
And we've only been 9-man for those 2 years in 23 and 24, way back when in 2006, but these kids weren't even born at that time. So no, it's, we've been all together since 2017 with Sargent Central, and you know what, the kids, that's all they know now. So it's nice that they grow up playing with each other starting in 5th grade. So having to meld them into one team is nothing now compared to what it was 8 years ago. But you know what, we all need each other. Every community, Sargent Central, Milner, North Sargent, we're all bought in into this as Bulldogs, and the future looks bright for our kids. So we're excited about that.
Yeah, you do have a number of young players on your team. You're going to recognize some of your seniors today, so maybe just talk a little bit about some of those seniors that you have on the squad, and then the future of Bulldog football with your junior soldiers or your junior players coming up.
Yeah, we got 9 seniors. Start out. We've got the banners out there: Ryan Eng, Jace Fury, Zaben Olafson. Jacob Creech, Easton Johnson, Quentin Bauer, Jackson Yoakum, Logan Bope, and Scotty Perro, and they've been through the ups and downs. They experienced 2023 when we were region champs and ranked number 1 team in the state for a period of time, and we've been through the downs. If you're in high school football, high school sports long enough, you get to experience all the ups and downs, and these kids they've battled through the year. And we kind of knew that we'd have to be celebrating the little things here this year. But the kids have stayed positive, and I'm hoping that they can go out on a good note here tonight. And like you said, we've got a lot of youth on the field here, and a lot of kids in new positions this year, and we're excited about what's to come with the young kids that we've got.
Yeah, and they're just talking about the game tonight, preparing this week with a short week. Looking at the Broncos, as far as your defense, look at the Bronco offense. They've featured a number of different formations, maybe just out of necessity from the injuries that they've had, but they've gone from wishbone to I-backs to open backfield to single backfield. Trip receivers, man in motion. So how did you prepare? Did you just kind of focus in on one of those offenses, or did you have to kind of play a little bit different with your practice squad, some of the different formations and sets for the Broncos?
Well, with all of those formations, you know what they're going to do? They're going to run the football. You can't replicate that. The Lions brothers and Lions cousins and Sully Kelson, and you can't replicate that in practice with our younger kids. But you try to put them, show the formations, what the formations are going to look like, what they like to run out of each of the formations, and be ready to strap on the helmets and shoulder pads and have a physical football game. Because when you're talking about Lisbon Broncos football, you're going to have to defend the run and be physical with them, and that's no different here tonight.
Yeah, and then looking at your offense, just one of the things that I kind of noticed is maybe the Broncos on the defensive side had a little bit bigger defensive line. That battle in the trenches between your offense and the defense. How do you see that playing out tonight and contributing to your success? I know Jace Fury, a pretty mobile quarterback in the backfield. So how do you see that as far as being a key to the game?
It's been a work in progress on the offensive line. We've had to do some changes here and there to try to figure out who's our best fit. We've had to go through one injury with Charlie Hogness as fullback that we've had to plug in a new running back with Anthony Furter, move him from the line to running back. But we're just trying to create some footing, and trying to find some sort of offense. We did here last week finally against Mayport. A couple weeks ago against Oaks, I thought we moved the ball well. We still got to do a better job to have success here tonight.
All right, Coach, any last thoughts or any other message that you want to send out there to anybody watching tonight before you take the field?
No, it's Friday night football on a Thursday night here tonight, so we're stealing from the NFL here tonight, so let's get after it and have a fun night.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Coach Eric Olson of the Sargent County Bulldogs. Yep, up next we'll have head coach of the Lisbon Broncos, Coach Mark Moss.
Fall is here, and that means harvest will ramp up quickly. How did your planter do this spring? Did you have the correct down pressure? Was your singulation spot on? Did you need row cleaners or a better closing system? This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer, and we are here to help. Discounts, 0% financing, and $50 per row rebates on most all systems will give you the tools to improve your planter pass. Give us a call at 701-636-2119 or visit planterdoc.com. Have a safe and profitable harvest.
What if we said a bank isn't a place to lock up money? It's a place to set it free. What if the point of banking wasn't to bank at all, but to put your ideas to work? What if your bank asked, what if, a little more? Well, what if we told you we do? We're American Bank and Trust, where what if meets why not? If you're ready to change what you get out of banking, start a relationship with us. What if you made the move today?
Anderson Seed Farms Incorporated is proud to announce its new partnership with AP Select Seed by AgroPartners. AP Select offers the latest traits and genetics in both corn and soybeans. They're a family-owned company that believes in fair pricing along with unmatched customer support that makes them truly better by choice. Anderson Seed Farms is a certified seed conditioning plant that grows, conditions, and sells Westbred spring wheat seed, which was the top-growing spring wheat in North Dakota last year. Contact Anderson Seed Farms in Foreman at andersonseedfarms.com.
The Bison Booster Club, an organization that is rooted in their support of the activities within the Milner Public School District and the City of Milner. They pride themselves on their community involvement in local donations.
All right, welcome everybody back here to Gwinner, North Dakota for Division 11A football. We have the Lisbon Broncos currently at 4-2 in Region 1 play. They're 4-4 overall. They're taking on the Sargent County Bulldogs. And Sargent County picking up their first win last week. They're 1-6, 1-7. We're just waiting on head coach of Lisbon Broncos, Mark Moss, to show up here, and then we'll get that interview out of the way. We'll be back after 30 seconds.
Projects and sponsorships to help make their community a pleasant place to reside. If you have any questions or are interested in becoming a Booster Club member, you can check out the Bison Booster Club on Facebook or talk with any of the existing members. The Bison Booster Club, helping make their community a better place to live. The Milner Public School District has a long history of academic, artistic, and athletic achievement and is proud of the programs and education environment offered. A fully accredited educational system, Milner Public School District operates 2 separate school buildings, including Sundale Colony School. Over 85%, that's right, 85% of the graduates of Milner High School attend some form of post-secondary educational institution. You can find more information on the Milner Public School District online at milner.k12.nd.us.
All right, welcome back here to Gwinner, North Dakota. We're here with our Olson County pregame show. I'm here with head coach of Lisbon Broncos, head coach Mark Moss. Coach Moss, Broncos last week, you came out of that contest with Hillsborough Central Valley, dropping that one 16-0, and a big defensive battle for the Broncos last week. And maybe some of the players taking a little bit rough last week after the game. So just kind of go through the emotions of the Broncos right now, and how the week of practice go here preparing for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, it was a big game. We came out and I thought we played well. That first half there was just a couple of plays that got away from us that gave Hillsborough some points, some short fields. But our kids' effort was there. Yeah, they were disappointed, but you got to come back. It wasn't our first loss of the year, so you just got to come back and have learn a little bit from film, and then short week. We had some weather going on this week, so there was a lot going on, but it's a big game tonight, so I think the kids are ready. We got to be ready right from that opening kick.
Yeah, you talked a little bit about that short week of practice. Not only a short week, but a shortened day today. A game here at 6 o'clock, also on a Thursday instead of a Friday. So how did the Broncos, I guess the players and the coaches, kind of take that into account in your game plan and game preparation for today?
Yeah, the thing about having a short week is Sargent County had a short week too. So it was a short week for both of us. Thankfully, it looks like Mother Nature is going to cooperate, and we're going to have a dry evening for some football, and it looks like it's going to be pretty pleasant out. So it should be a good game.
Yeah, I was kind of counting on it. I was hoping the rain would kind of stay around and it'd muddy up the field, and we kind of have the old classic 8-6 Sargent County Lisbon game. I don't have to stand out in the rain though. So just looking at the Lisbon, as far as your offensive side, we talked about this in the past. You've had a number of players go down with injuries, so you've kind of out of necessity had to run some different offensive formations. So just looking at your offense as far as your starters tonight, how's the offense doing? What did you guys do this week in preparation for that Sargent County Bulldog defense, who just last week gave up only 8 points to Mayport
they
CG?
Played well last week. So this is probably the first week of the year where we really haven't put in a ton of new formations. We've kind of settled on some things now. Getting ready for the playoffs and whatnot. So with the short week, I just didn't think it was really productive if we were going to put in a bunch of new stuff. So we just spent a lot of time just trying to get better at the stuff that we're running, and we've had some new kids in there, so having them just take practice reps at their positions has been huge for us. Just getting kids accustomed to Grayson Lyons is now running the ball, and he really wasn't playing offense at the beginning of the year. We were just kind of starting him one way, so we gotta get the kids out there and use whatever practice time we can to get these guys ready.
Yeah, you just kind of answered. I did have that written down there. Have you settled on the offensive side on, kind of an offensive scheme or a different plan, or I guess just kind of a steady state for the offense, and it sounds like that you have with the Broncos now.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to run the football. I mean, that's kind of our MO. It's, that's not going to change as long as I'm the coach. We're going to try to run the ball and play good defense, but you're getting at the time of the year now where you got to start working at the stuff you're good at and just keep going there rather than kind of shifting directions here and there. So, that's the plan, and we got to go out and execute tonight, because you're right, Sargent County they played well last week against a team that we struggled to move the ball against in Mayport. So, our kids got to be ready tonight.
Yeah, and then maybe looking at the at the defensive side of the ball for the Broncos. Last week you kind of alluded to at halftime that maybe the Broncos having a tough time getting off their blocks as far as, getting to the quarterback. They have another quarterback they're going to face this week with Jace Fury. So, was that something that you guys kind of focused on this week in practice with your, with your linemen, just getting off those blocks and maybe putting some pressure, a little bit more pressure on that quarterback?
Yeah, we're going to try we're going to have to make the quarterback uncomfortable back there, because he's got a good arm, and he's pretty shifty back there. He finds some open running lanes, so he can tuck the ball and run too. So, in our region, you're going to play good quarterbacks week in and week out that you're going to be able to hit open receivers. So we got to try to make him as uncomfortable as we can back in the pocket. Otherwise, he'll find the open guys out there.
Yeah, and then one thing I noticed, just kind of looking at the lineups and the positions there as far as the offensive linemen for Sargent County, and then compare them to the Broncos, you guys seem to have at least the height and weight advantage, as far as that battle in the trenches with your defense against their offense. So, what do you see as far as that happening or transpiring to your success to run the ball today?
Yeah, well, there hasn't been too many games this year where we've had the size advantage in a game. So, yeah, anytime you have the size advantage, you're going to try to lean on the other team and use that to our advantage. We think we got some quick guys on the defensive side too, so we just can't stay blocked. We got to close up those gaps, be gap sound, and then offensively we got to stay on our blocks and block to the whistle and see if we can get a piece of their linebackers along the way, because their linebackers are pretty aggressive.
All right, Coach Mark Moss, just any parting thoughts that you want to say or anything that you have on your mind here before we go ahead and close out?
Well, it's fun. We haven't played Sargent County in a couple years now, and we know their coaching staff well. We're friends with them, and vice versa. So this game, it's a rivalry game, and rivalries are good for football. So it's good to get back on the field down here in Gwinner. They usually put us over in Milner, so we kind of like playing in Gwinner. We think the field's nicer here, but we'll play wherever they want us to play. But it's going to be a good night for football. It's a lot of bragging rights between Gwinner and Lisbon and vice versa. So we've got a lot to play for tonight.
Yeah, just to talk about that rivalry a little bit. I was thinking about that myself. That game in 2019, Broncos had a great squad that year, went to the semifinals and the playoffs. And that was, I believe, an 8-6 score that was played over in Milner when you talk about that Milner field.
I remember that game very well. Yeah, they played us really well that night. It was actually during the middle of the afternoon. It was, yeah, everything that could have went wrong for us went wrong that game, but they played well. So we're expecting the exact same effort from them tonight, so we got to match it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is head coach of the Lisbon Broncos, Mark Moss. Coach, good luck tonight, and I look forward to seeing you in the playoffs.
Thanks, Brent.
Yep, thanks, Coach.
Way of life here in the Northland. It's about pitching in to help our neighbors, making lending decisions locally, honoring long-term commitments to farmers, Main Street businesses, teams, schools, and rural communities. We're more than just a bank. We're a community partner, working constantly and diligently to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. Bank North, always true.
Data shows that half of the pills seized off the street by law enforcement contain a lethal dose of fentanyl. You never know when you might find yourself in the middle of an emergency. Why not be the reason a life can be saved? Narcan provides a safe and easy way to reverse the effects of an opioid in just minutes. You can pick up your Narcan today for free at your local public health office.
This message is brought to you by your local public health unit.
In Hope, North Dakota, we aren't just a town, we're a community, one that you can be proud of, where you and your family can grow. With available jobs, affordable housing, a golf course and pool, the Sportsman Club, and great educational opportunities. There hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota.
Fall is here, and that means harvest will ramp up quickly. How did your planter do this spring? Did you have the correct down pressure? Was your singulation spot on? Did you need row cleaners or a better closing system? This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer, and we are here to help. Discounts, 0% financing, and $50 per row rebates on most all systems will give you the tools to improve your planter pass. Give us a call at 701-636-2119 or visit planterdoc.com. Have a safe and profitable harvest.
What if we said a bank isn't a place to lock up money? It's a place to set it free. What if the point of banking wasn't to bank at all, but to put your ideas to work? What if your bank asked, what if, a little more? Well, what if we told you we do? We're American Bank and Trust, where what if meets why not? If you're ready to change what you get out of banking, start a relationship with us. What if you made the move today?
Anderson Seed Farms Incorporated is proud to announce its new partnership with AP Select Seed by AgriPartners. AP Select offers the latest traits in genetics in both corn and soybeans. They're a family-owned company that believes in fair pricing along with unmatched customer support that makes them truly better by choice. Anderson Seed Farms is a certified seed conditioning plant that grows, conditions, and sells Westbred spring wheat seed, which was the top-growing spring wheat in North Dakota last year. Contact Anderson Seed Farms in Foreman at andersonseedfarms.com.
All right, welcome back here for this Olson County halftime, or Olson County pregame show here on yourliveevent.com. We're here in Gwinner, North Dakota for Division 11A football between the Lisbon Broncos, sitting at 4-2 in the region, against the Sargent County Bulldogs, currently 1-6. The Broncos opened up their season against Bottineau. Bottineau receiving votes in the latest Division 11A poll. Bottineau defeated the Broncos by a score of 28-6. Broncos' most recent outing was on the 10th of October, where they dropped a 16-0 game in Lisbon against Hillsborough Central Valley. And then looking at Sargent County opened up their season against state-ranked Park River. Now, that was an away game played back on the 22nd of August, and the Bulldogs dropped that by a score of 38-6 to Park River. Bulldogs' most recent action was last week against Mayport CG, where they won 46-8, and that was a game played in Milner. And just look at this all-time contest for the Broncos and Sargent County. The Broncos in the going back to 2019, they lead this series by a score of 3-0. So their most recent game was back on in 2022, where the Broncos defeated the Bulldogs by a score of 36-0. That first game, we talked about that with Coach Mark Moss, was back in 2019 with an 8-6 win by the Broncos over in Milner. And going to turn to our Division 11A football poll. So our Division 11A football poll here, number one team in the state is Langdon Area Munich. They're currently sitting at 8-0. Number 2 is Velva-Drake Animus, Killdeer, Park River, and then Illinois Comer tied for the number 4, number 5 team in the state. All those teams, number 2 through 4, currently sitting at 7-1. Bottineau receiving votes, also sitting at 7-1. In the latest Division 11A football poll, your Division 11 or Division 9B football poll. Number 1 team in the state is New Rockford Cheyenne. Number 2, Lemoore Litchfield Marion. Number 3, Linton HMB. Number 4, Alexander. And number 5 is Hankinson. Other teams receiving votes, you have Divide County and North Border in Division 9B football. Those are your top 5 teams, along with Divide County and North Border receiving votes. And then your area games this evening, some of your top 5 matchups this evening. We have number 1, Langdon Area Munich takes on Grafton. Number 4, Park Rivers at Harvey Wells County. Southern McLean's at Dickinson Trinity, and Thompson is at Carrington in Division 11A football this evening. And in 9-man, some of your top 5 teams in action, along with some of your area games. Number 1, Rockford Cheyenne takes on Four Winds. Number 4, Alexander is at Dunseith. North Prairie is at St. John, and Partial is at Strasburg. That's in 6-man football action. And then some of your games tomorrow in Region 1, Division 11A, and also your top 5 teams in action. We have Oaks at number 4 in the state, Ellendale-Edgeley-Combe. Valley City is at Northern Cass, and Mayport CG is at Hillsborough Central Valley. You'll be able to watch those Valley City at Northern Cass and Mayport CG at Hillsborough Central Valley. You'll be able to catch those on yourliveevent.com. That Northern Cass Valley City game has some big playoff implications, not only for those teams but also for the Broncos, so it would be a good one to tune into tomorrow, just depending on the outcome of this evening games between the Broncos and the Sargent County Bulldogs. And then turning to Division 9-man football games on Friday night. We have number 2, Lemoore Litchfield Marion takes on Enderlin. Number 3, Lytton HMB takes on Richardson Taylor. Lewis and Clark is at number 5, Divide County. Griggs Makota is at Hankinson. Richland's at Wyndmere Lidgewood. Kidder County's at New Salem Almont. Maple River's at Southport, and Napoleon Gackle Streeter is at Henninger. So those are your Division 11A and 9-man games this evening, and also tomorrow during our Friday night lights. You'll be able to catch Valley City at Northern Cass and Mayport CG at Hillsborough Central Valley on yourliveevent.com. So we'll go and step away, take another word from our sponsors, and come back for more of our Olson County pregame show in just a moment.
Booster Club, an organization that is rooted in their support of the activities within the Milner Public School District and the City of Milner. They pride themselves on their community involvement in local donations to area projects and sponsorships to help make their community a pleasant place to reside. If you have any questions or are interested in becoming a Booster Club member, you can check out the Bison Booster Club on Facebook or talk with any of the existing members. The Bison Booster Club, helping make their community a better place to live. The Milner Public School District has a long history of academic, artistic, and athletic achievement and is proud of the programs and education environment offered. A fully accredited educational system, Milner Public School District operates 2 separate school buildings, including Sundale Colony School. Over 85%, that's right, 85% of the graduates of Milner High School attend some form of post-secondary educational institution. You can find more information on the Milner Public School District online at milner.k12.nd.us. All
right, welcome back here at Winter, North Dakota, home of the Sargent County Bulldogs, as they just finished up their senior recognition here for Sargent County. Some of those seniors on this team, or those 9 seniors on the team this year, you have Jacob Creech, Jace Fury, Zabin Olafson, Easton Johnson, Quentin Bauer Stadler, Jackson Jokum, Logan Bopp, Scotty Perro, and Ryan Eng. So those are your 9 seniors on the Sargent County Bulldogs senior recognition this evening. Just concluding here and getting into some more of their pregame festivities. Haven't seen or got any updates as far as the coin toss or connection with the umpires, referee on the field went down, so we'll wait and see what happens here. We'll probably have to go downstairs and find out who won the coin toss. It looks like we have captains. Maybe captains coming over here right now for the Bulldogs, so we will wait on that. Getting into more of our Olson County pregame show here on yourliveevent.com for Olson Accounting. If you need help with monthly accounting or payroll, let senior and your staff give you a hand. Rely on the friendly team of professionals at Olson Accounting for your tax and accounting needs. Go to colsoncpa.com. Take a look at your region standings for Division 11A Region 1. And on top of our region in Division 11A Region 1, Ellendale-Edgeley-Combe sits on top with a 5-1 record. They're 7-1 overall. Hillsborough, Central Valley, Northern Cass, and Lisbon all sit at 4-2 in the region. Hillsborough, Central Valley 6-2 overall. Northern Cass 5-3, and Lisbon is 4-4. Then rounding out number 5 through 8, we have Oaks High School and Valley City all sitting at 3-3, both sitting at 3-3. Sargent County with the win last week is 1-5 in the region, and Mayport CG looking for their first win of the season it's currently at 0-6, number 8 in the region. Take a look at Region 2, Division 11A football. Langdon Area Munich, the number 1 team in the state, sits at 6-0. They're 8-0 overall. Park River area tied for number 4 with Ellendale-Edgeley-Combe. They're sitting at 5-1 in Region 2 play. They're 7-1 overall. Thompson High School is at 4-2, along with Grafton High School in Region 2. Harvey-Wells County at 2-3. Carrington's 2-4. Turtle Mountain Community High School 0-5, and Rugby is 0-6. And go into Region 3, Velvet Drake Animos. Currently 6-0 in Region 3. They're 7-1 overall. Number 2 is Botno. Number 3, Deslex Burlington. Number 4 is Ray Powers Lake. And both Deslex Burlington, Ray Powers Lake sitting at 4-2 in Region 3. That's your top 4 teams out of Region 3. Top 4 teams out of Region 4, we have Killdeer sitting at 7-0. So Killdeer, number 3 team in the state, they're currently at 7-0. Out there in Region 4, Central McLean is at 6-1. Dickinson Trinity is 6-1 in Region 4. Southern McLean rounds out the top 4 teams. They're at 4-3. And that's out of Region 4, your top 4 teams out of Region 4. As it looks like we're still looking for that coin toss. So we'll take a 30-second timeout, see if we can find out who won the coin toss here as we return in 30 seconds.
Partnership is a way of life here in the Northland. It's about pitching in to help our neighbors, making lending decisions locally, honoring long-term commitments to farmers, Main Street businesses, teams, schools, and rural communities. We're more than just a bank. We're a community partner, working constantly and diligently to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. Bank North, always true.
Data shows that half of the pills seized off the street by law enforcement contain a lethal dose of fentanyl. You never know when you might find yourself in the middle of an emergency. Why not be the reason a life can be saved? Narcan provides a safe and easy way to reverse the effects of an opioid in just minutes. You can pick up your Narcan today for free at your local public health office.
This message is brought to you by your local public health unit.
In Hope, North Dakota, we aren't just a town, we're a community, one that you can be proud of, where you and your family can grow. With available jobs, affordable housing, a golf course and pool, the Sportsman Club, and great educational opportunities. There hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting, with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
All right, welcome back here. Part of the Olson Accounting pregame show. We're back in Gwinner, North Dakota, Division 11A football between Sargent County Bulldogs and the Lisbon Broncos. The Broncos at 4-2 in the region, and Sargent County sitting at 1-6. We did have a pregame interviews with head coaches of the Broncos and the Bulldogs with Mark Moss and Eric Olson. If you're just tuning in, you can go back and watch those interviews. A little bit insight on the teams and also their game plans for this evening. Conditions, field conditions, and the weather making a little bit of a turnaround here in southeast North Dakota as the rain stopped earlier this morning and had some breaks in the clouds with some sunshine, really firmed up the field. As we're now getting ready for those starting lineups. And for the coin toss, Sargent County won the coin toss, and they deferred to the second half, so the Broncos choosing to receive. So looking at the Broncos starting offense. So for Lisbon, starting at left tackle is 6'2", 195-pound sophomore, number 58, Jesse Jones. Starting at left guard is 6'1", 230-pound senior, number 70, Brock Lyons. Starting at center is 6 foot, 220-pound senior, number 51, Zach Ward. Starting at right guard, 5'11", 185-pound senior, number 55, Eli Lyons. Right tackle, 5'10", 165-pound sophomore, number 52, Rylan Moss. tight end, 6'1", 210-pound sophomore, number 24, Sully Kelson. And our wide receiver, 5'9", 155-pound senior, number 11, Zane Lyons. And then we have fullback, 5'8", 150 pounds, sophomore, number 26, Ian Anderson. Running back, 5'8", 165-pound sophomore, number 23, Cruz Ranke. Running back, 5'9", 160-pound senior, number 2, Grayson Lyons. And at quarterback is 6'2", 280-pound junior, number 7, Evan Tui. So that's the Broncos starting offense. So the Broncos elected to receive the coin toss won by the Sargent County Bulldogs. So looking at Sargent County with the Sargent County defense. So your Sargent County defense just moments away from being announced. But at defensive end, we have 6'2", 200-pound senior, number 80, Logan Bopp. At defensive tackle is 6 foot sophomore, or 6 foot 200-pound sophomore, number 73, Luke Mund. Another defensive tackle is 6'3", 300-pound senior, number 75, Jackson Jokum. Then defensive end, 6'11", 215-pound sophomore, number 24, Harry Newstall. 5'11", 190-pound sophomore at linebacker, number 51, Cole Fury. Another linebacker, 5'10", 160 pounds, freshman, Eli Olson. Then at another linebacker position, we have 5'9", 170-pound sophomore, number 26, Anthony Furter. At cornerback, 6'2", 175-pound junior, number 2, Tristan Peterson. At another quarterback is 5'11", 160 pounds, freshman, Hans Hansen. At safety, 5'10", 150-pound senior, Ryan Eng. And then another safety is 5'11", 185-pound senior, number 10, Jace Fury. So that is the starting defense for the Sargent County Bulldogs as they're finishing up their starting lineup announcements on the field. We're going to go ahead and step away for another 30-second timeout. Probably just a little bit longer than that, as we'll have the national anthem, then come back for our opening kickoff here from Gwinner, North Dakota for Division 11A football.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Farmers Union Insurance, protecting what's important in life.
Get in touch with David Bergerman today at 701-724-6252.
When you choose Farmers Union Insurance, you're backed by an insurance policy provider that meets your specific requirements. At Farmers Union Insurance Gullison Olson Agency, they offer reliable insurance policies from homeowners, farm and ranch, contractors, small businesses, and more. Let Lance, Shelby, and the staff at Gullison Olson Agency take care of you today. For more information, stop into their office on Main Street in Lisbon for Farmers Union Insurance Gullison Olson Agency.
The Bison Booster Club, an organization that is rooted in their support of the activities within the Milner Public School District and the City of Milner. They pride themselves on their community involvement in local donations to area projects and sponsorships to help make their community a pleasant place to reside. If you have any questions or are interested in becoming a Booster Club member, you can check out the Bison Booster Club on Facebook or talk with any of the existing members. The Bison Booster Club, helping make their community a better place to live.
Hey Lisbon, it's time to rally behind our favorite team. The Lisbon Bronco Athletic Boosters are sending all our best wishes to the Broncos as they hit the court and field this season. The Lisbon Bronco Athletic Boosters are proud to support our teams and community. Let's show our Broncos that we're with them every step of the way. Go Broncos! Your dedication and spirit makes us all proud. From all of us at the Lisbon Bronco Athletic Boosters, we're cheering for you.
All right, welcome back here at Gwinner, North Dakota, our Olson County halftime show. Getting ready to wrap things up here as both teams now taking the field. Lisbon elected to receive the kickoff. Sargent County did win the toss. They deferred to the second half. We'd just like to thank our sponsor, their Olson Accounting, for sponsoring our pregame show this evening. So here is our opening kickoff between the Bulldogs and the Broncos. And your place kicker this evening for Sargent County, number 2, Tristan Peterson. So Tristan Peterson, the sophomore, getting the kicking duties. Excuse me, the junior has the kicking duties. Back to receive for the Broncos. Looks like Ranky, and that's Carter Keller. Keller mishandles it, bounces off his face mask. Ranky has to go back over there and pick up the ball for little to no gain. Spotted right around the 20-yard line. So kind of a line drive mishandled by Carter Keller here on the near side. So Broncos with the ball spotted at the 20-yard line. And Evan Toohey under center, I formation for the Broncos. Ian Anderson and Cruz Ranky in the backfield. Toohey under center. He's going to hand off to Ranky, lead block Anderson. Not much going there on the right side. He's wrapped up by Peterson. So Peterson makes the contact, brings down Ranky. That play just didn't develop as Sargent County filled that hole on the right side. So the Broncos, as Coach Mark Moss and also Coach Eric Olson, offensive side, just expect to run the ball this evening. And so now that was a loss of 2. So a loss of 2 for Ranky. Good stop there by Peterson. Kind of wrapped him up high. Ranky not able to get anything going. So I formation again. They put 2 men in motion. That looks like Grayson Lyons, Sully Kelson here to the near side. They're going to set it up, try to seal the corner. Ranky finds a seam, cuts up the sideline, across the 30 to about the 31-yard line. As a nice play developed there for the Broncos on that sweep around the right side of their offensive line. Put a couple men in motion out there for blockers. They were able to seal that corner. And Ranky picks up 12. So Ranky with the 12-yard gain has 2 rushes now for 10 yards. Broncos back up to the line with Toohey under center. Still I formation, put another man in motion. That's Grayson Lyons, Sully Kelson again. Back around to the right side, near side. And this time, little counter back to the left. And a hole up through the middle. Ranky wrapped up by the Bulldogs. And it gets across the 35, give him a gain of 3 yards for Ranky. So on the tackle, looked like Luke Mund and Fury on the tackle. So big Luke Mund, 6 foot, 200 pound sophomore defensive tackle. So looking at that defensive line for Sargent County, you got Bope, Mund, Jokum, Newstill, and Fury, or excuse me, Newstill, Jokum, Mund, and Bope. Here's Toohey under center. This time it's a quick pitch out to Ranky. Hits around the right side, sealed off with a nice block by Anderson. Ranky across the 50, and he loses the ball. And the ball loose on the field. And Sargent County recovers it. Ball spotted at the 50-yard line, so turnover for the Sargent County Bulldogs. And the fumble recovery. So Ranky with the fumble. And Tristan Peterson making another impact play. Had the first stop of the first play for the Bulldogs on that offensive series by the Broncos. Comes back with a fumble recovery for Peterson. So first offensive series for the Broncos, getting their own way with the fumble by Ranky at the 50-yard line. So sitting at midfield, Sargent County takes over. And a shotgun low back is Ryan Eng in the backfield. And handoff to Eng, and he's wrapped up right away. And looks like number 24 is Sully Kelson. So Kelson brings the pressure from the outside. And a loss of 3 for Ryan Eng on the run. So look at that offense for Sargent County. Yeah, left tackle, you have Creech. Left guard is Bauer. Center, Connor Olson. Right guard, Cole Fury. Right tackle, Lukeman. Tight end, Harry Newstall. Wide receiver, Zabin Olafson. Wide receiver, Tristan Peterson. Running back, Furter and Eng. And quarterback, Jace Fury. That's your starting offense for Sargent County. As they're back in the shotgun, Eng lone back. And that looks like they're drawn offside. Sully Kelson in the neutral zone. So Kelson, they're going to get, Sargent County gets a couple back. They're now across the midfield to the 49 after that penalty. So penalty by Kelson. And Fury quickly gets this out, almost caught and brought in the intended receiver for Sargent County. Just trying to find him on here. That was... Have to wait for the announcer on that. He's not on my starting lineup. So number 16 on there. Is it Hans Hansen? So pass goes incomplete from Jace Fury to Hansen. And back in the shotgun, brings up 3rd down and 9. So 3rd and 9, we are in the first quarter. And Fury rolls out, had a man on the sideline. Put that ball on a zip line, but not handled. Looked like it was intended once a yard. This time for Zabin Olafson. So Olafson, the intended receiver, that's incomplete. Ball on the Bronco 49-yard line. Brings up 4th down for Sargent County. So we are in the first quarter. So first quarter, 7:18 on the clock. And in punt formation here for Sargent County. Logan Bope with the punt. Sends it downfield. That's going to get over the head of Sully Kelson. He lets it roll into the end zone. So give him a 50-yard, about a 53-yard punt for Logan Bope. The Broncos will take over on offense. Their second offensive drive. We're in the first quarter with 7:11 on the clock. We'll give him a 55-yard punt on that. Broncos take over at their own 20-yard line. Here's Tui under center, I formation. And that's a counter given. Just trying to see who that was. Grayson Lyon came back around. And then a jet sweep back around to the left side. Give him a gain of 1, maybe 2 on the play. There for Lions. So they gave him 2 for Grayson Lyons. The Broncos now a 2nd and 8 here in the first quarter. Here's a sweep by, looks like Ranke. So Ranke has the ball across the 35 to the 40. Broncos running that sweep, sealing the outside, left side. Far sideline gets across the 35 to the 40-yard line. First down for the Broncos. Give them a gain of 18. So that was Ranke's 5th rush of the evening. Here's Tui back under center and back to the I formation. He's giving to Ranke up the gut. Nothing going. He's hit and the helmet comes off. Looks like he's first contact by Cole Fury for Sargent County, along with Luke Mund. So Fury and Mund. And give it to Anthony Furter. So go with the announcer downstairs. Give Ranke a gain of 4. So in this first quarter, Ranke was 6 carries for the Broncos. Lead blocker Ian Anderson in the I formation. They send 2 men in motion around to the far side. And Tui mishandles the snap. Another misplay by the Broncos. They've always or lost a fumble on their first drive at the 50-yard line. This time, Tui mishandles the snap. It looked like he started backing up before he secured the ball. And no gain, no loss on that. So now brings up 3rd and 7. So Reinke give him 3 on that carry. So we're still 0-0. My scoreboard not updating there with my quarter. So we are in the first quarter looking at 4:25. And that's a pitch out to Reinke trying to hit the corner. He had a blocker out there, Anderson. Reinke crossed the 50 into Bulldog territory down to about the 40. All right. See where they spot it. Nope, they're still in Bronco territory. So he stepped out just short of the line to gain at the Bronco 49-yard line. Give him a gain of 5 for Reinke on the sweep. Back around to the far side. So I formation, give it a long 1 for the Broncos. 2 men in motion. Zane Lyons and Grayson Lyons. Grayson Lyons almost with the false start. Reinke's wrapped up, is going to extend across the 50 to about the Bulldog 49-yard line. See where they spot the ball. The Broncos with the extension. Second effort by Cruz Reinke. It's the first down for the Broncos. So the ball just on the other side of the midfield at the Bulldog 49-yard line. Give Reinke 2 more on the ground for carry number 8 in the quarter. Still first quarter, 3:43 remaining. So men in motion, back to the I formation. We got Kelson and Lyons here on the near side. Pitch to Reinke. Reinke getting a lot of work here in the first quarter. Has a blocker, Anderson. Anderson able to get Spring Reinke to the across the 45 to about the 44-yard line of the Bulldogs. Give him a gain of 5. So gain of 5 for Reinke on carry number 9. So it's right now the Cruz Reinke show. The Broncos marching downfield on their second possession. Reinke in the first drive of the Broncos fumbled it on the 50-yard line. And the Broncos then with Tui on the second drive mishandled a snap. Tui is able to recover it. The Broncos back in the I formation. Ball spotted on the Bulldog 44. And handoff to Reinke. Nice block by Anderson. Springs Reinke to the outside. Open field as Reinke across the 35, close to the 30-yard line. Spotted about the 31 of the Bulldogs. Another first down for the Broncos. Give him a gain of 13. So Ian Anderson, lead blocker for Reinke, picking up some nice blocks, able to hold his blocks. Reinke doing a good job of reading that. Was able to cut to the outside for Lisbon. The Broncos put the 2 men in motion back to the left side. Hand off to Reinke once again. Hole opens up. Big hole this time across the 20 or close to the 20-yard line for Reinke on the left side. So lane opened up for Reinke, but there's some laundry on the field. Well, there's a penalty, more than likely in the area of holding. So it does go against the Broncos. So holding on the Broncos. So a 10-yard penalty marches him back. So just waiting for that to happen there with that lead blocker with Anderson out there. A lot of contact with the defense of the Sargent County Bulldogs, and this time they're called for holding. So back them up 10 yards. Brawl spotted back across the 40 to the 42-yard line. So second penalty now for the Broncos. This one on the offensive side, holding. And hand off to Reinke. He seems open up back on that far side. And he's across the 30-yard line to about the Bulldog 29. The Broncos just seem content working that far left side of the line of the Bulldogs. You'd see Riley Lucina, a game up at Northern Cass. The Broncos really attacked the edges on that Northern Cass, their Jaguar defense. They're doing the same thing here to the Bulldogs. And Ranke chewing up some big yards, getting some big chunky yards back on that one. A gain of about 10. So Tui puts Kelson in motion. Ranke thought about it going back the other way. Now offense is set. This time it's a pitch to Grayson Lyon. Gives Ranke a little bit of spell. Lyons cuts it upfield across the 30 to the 25-yard line. Probably just short of the 25 here for Grayson Lyons. All spotted at the 26. So I'll give Grayson Lyons 6 yards on the carry. So that brings up 3rd down and 5 for Lisbon. Or 3rd down and 4, it looks like. They got 8 on the score clock, but I think that's wrong. Looks like about 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4, 3rd and a long 4 for Lisbon. I formation, Lyons in the backfield along with Anderson, the lead blocker. And this is handoff and darting through the line and making a tackle behind the line of scrimmage. That was, let's see, number 73, Luke Munn, the sophomore defensive tackle, breaking through, takes down Grayson Lyons. Brings up 4th down for the Broncos. So no gain, no loss for Lisbon on that play. Grayson Lyons, his 2nd carry. Back to the I formation. They're going to send 2 men in motion. This time Ranke out on the far side of the line, along with Zane Lyons. Hand off to Grayson Lyons across the 25, and the Broncos come up short as Sargent County with the 4-down stop. Turnover on downs here by the Broncos. Ball to the Sargent County Bulldogs. That's the end of the first quarter. We're still scoreless at the end of 1. We'll come back after a word from our sponsors.
The Lisbon Public School District ensures that all students will learn, experience success, and be good students from elementary through high school. The school staff and community takes great pride in providing meaningful, innovative opportunities for students who continue to maintain ACT scores above state and national averages. Watch your kids continue to grow within the Lisbon Public School District, from the playing surface to the classroom. For more information, go online to lisbon.k12.nd.us.
While medicine's greatest advancements look like the latest sci-fi, one of our most powerful tools is far more simple, more human. It's a calling to connect with purpose. That's how we're evolving healthcare, by treating people, not just patients, with innovations that amplify healing and lead to more personalized care, guided by the belief we all hold the power to heal.
All right, welcome back here. Winter, North Dakota Division 11A football, Region 1. Lisbon Broncos currently sitting at 4-2. They take on Sargent County Bulldogs 1-6. We're scoreless after the first quarter. Looking for the Broncos stat-wise, Cruz Ranke with 73 yards rushing in that first quarter. Had 11 carries for 73 yards for Ranke. Grayson Lyons for the Broncos with 6 yards. Looking at the Bulldogs take over with that 4-down stop. Turnover on the downs. Hard hit by Lyons off the pass by Fury. And that's caught across the 25 to about the 26-yard line. So Ryan Eng with the reception. Give him a 6-7 yard reception for Eng. Oh, excuse me. Give him a gain of 2 for Eng on the reception. So first completion by Jace Fury. Broncos front 3, Madden Schwab, Brock Lyons, and Jesse Jones. And a sweep back around that right side, or excuse me, on the far side, left side. The Broncos quickly over there, and they wrap up Hansen. So Hans Hansen with the carry. Broncos quickly over there. A number of Broncos in on the tackle. Give them a loss of 1. Brings up 3rd down and 11. So Sargent County, 3rd and 11, loss of 1, a short one, maybe about a half-yard loss on that. Send a man in motion. Here's Fury, takes a look downfield, throws it out, screen to Hang was able to treetop that, catches it. Play just didn't develop. The ball defended by the Broncos. And that is a loss of another yard. So another completion for Fury, but it was loss of yard there on that screen. Set up on the right side. So brings up 4th down, punt formation. So Logan Bolt back to punt once again. The first punt went for 55 through the end zone. Sets this one up. This one kind of shanks it off the right side of his foot, but he gets her out before it goes out. See where they spot it. Just short of the 50. Well, they're going to back it up here to the 47-yard line, so they're still Bulldog territory. That punt to the Bulldog 47-yard line where it's spotted. Give them about a 30-yard punt on that. And no return as it went out. The Broncos take over, still scoreless. We're in the first quarter, or excuse me, in the second quarter now. Sargent County defense in that first quarter with a fumble recovery off that first offensive drive by the Broncos. Picked up by Tristan Peterson. This is Cruz Ranke. Ranke sheds a blocker. Nice stiff arm. He's across the 30 to the 25 of Sargent County. Ranke, give him 23. Give Ranke 23 on the carry. Adds to his 73. Give him 96 on 12 carries for Cruz Ranke here in the second quarter. So still scoreless. We are in the second quarter. Just have trouble getting my scoreboard to update. It's Tui under center, I formation. Ranke in the backfield doing the majority of the work for the Broncos. Ranke finds another hole. This time he's across the 20 to about the 10, spot him around the 12-yard line for Ranke. He just goes up the middle, the gut of that Bulldog defense. Right around a 10-yard gain there for Ranke. Now Ranke over 100 yards rushing here in the second quarter. So you heard the game plan from Coach Mark Moss is run the ball. You're back to the I formation, send those 2 men in motion. That's Zane Lyons and Grayson Lyons back around to the left side. Under center, had man jump on that defensive side. Ranke up the middle, and a pile of Bulldogs in there. Stop Ranke for about a 2-yard gain. So looking like that Bope again in there. Logan Bope in there once again. Or excuse me, Luke Munda in there along with Logan Bope. So it brings up second down for Lisbon. Second and 8 or a long 7. Give Ranke 3 on that. 2 men in motion once again. That's Lyons and Lyons. Zane Lyons split out wide. Hand off to Ranke. This time left side. Ranke with a little bit of, some running room, and he comes back and falls awkwardly. So Ranke in a little bit of pain after the tackle as he fell backwards, had that knee tucked up underneath him. And the Broncos didn't want to see that happen here to Cruz Ranke. He was already injured. First game of the season, Ranke. Looks like he has another one as he just kind of planted that foot in the ground and the knee buckled underneath him. So we're going to step away, take another timeout. We'll come back here as you're watching YourLiveEvent.com.
North, We strive to enrich the lives of everyone we serve, one transaction, one relationship, and one community at a time. We do it by supporting kids and schools, pitching in to help neighbors in need, partnering with rural businesses, and providing all the traditional and modern banking products and personalized lending services you expect from a reliable financial partner. Bank North, always true.
Milner Grain understands that agriculture is your livelihood, and we're committed to providing you with the highest quality of services to meet your farming needs. Milner Grain has a passion for our community and the farmers we serve. Milner Grain is locally owned and operated. When you're looking for a partner in the field, look to Milner Grain. Call 701-427-5284 or check out Milner Grain's app with current up-to-date prices. Milner Grain is here to help you and your farm grow.
The Milner Public School District has a long history of academic, artistic, and athletic achievement and is proud of the programs and education environment offered. A fully accredited educational system, Milner Public School District operates 2 separate school buildings, including Sundale Colony School. Over 85%, that's right, 85% of the graduates of Milner High School attend some form of post-secondary educational institution. You can find more information on the Milner Public School District online at milner.k12.nd.us.
Catch all the action of the fall postseason for Minnesota and North Dakota high school football and volleyball on yourliveevent.com.
Going down the field, it's picked off here from Kindred. Tanning Johnson to the 30, to the 25. Johnson, could he go? Yes, sir! A 45-yard pick six. Ford takes it up, played high in the air by Horkin.
All right, so back here with our Stockgrowers Bank broadcast booth as Cruz Ranke was helped off the field. And the Broncos driving. And this is a pass by Tui. That falls incomplete, intended for Zane Lyons, also over there Grayson Lyons. So we have our Stockgrowers Bank broadcast booth from Gwinner, North Dakota. Stockgrowers Bank, your small-town bank, big-time partner with Stockgrowers mobile app experience banking at your fingertips anytime, anywhere. Bank near so you can go far with Stockgrowers Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender. So we are high atop the announcer's booth as we do have a timeout on the field. And we will step away, take another 30-second timeout. You're watching yourliveevent.com.
Off of a touch, kept alive Thornton, now played high, angle, Severson, smash, count, good!
Check out the postseason schedule on yourliveevent.com.
Running a business is tough, but your accounting doesn't have to be. Let Olson Accounting check all the boxes. From taxes, payroll, business services, and professionalized financial guidance, all tailored to fit your requests. Whether you're a small business owner or just need help at tax time, trust Olson Accounting for professional, reliable service every time. Visit colsoncpa.com or call 701-683-2700. Olson Accounting of Lisbon.
All right, welcome back. As a timeout called on the field, the Broncos now 4th and 5. Line to gain is the Bulldog 2-yard line for the first down for Lisbon. Ranke down with an injury. Grayson Lyons in the backfield. Lyons crossed the 5. He plunges forward, but that looks like another 4-down stop for the Bulldogs. That's their second one of the game. As the Sargent County Bulldogs, along with Logan Bope, in on the tackle, and a number of others, stop the Broncos. Another 4-down stop for that Sargent County Bulldog defense. So Sargent County will take over, looks like on their own 6-yard line. The Bronco defense so far holding Sargent County on the offensive side. Right now I got Eng with 2 yards receiving. So we'll have a false start here for Sargent County. I think that's their first penalty. Going to back them up half the distance of the goal line. So we'll start this offensive series here in the second quarter with 6:42 remaining. We're still scoreless. And harken back to 2019, that 8-6 game over in Milner. And that carry brings them out across the 5-yard line. So a little bit of breathing room, get a couple yards back. Looks like give them a gain of 4. Across the 5. Oh, that was right around the 6 yards. So back to the original line of scrimmage, brings up 2nd and 10. So 2nd and 10, twin receivers out to the far side. Now it looks like Peterson, along with Furter on the far side. That handoff cuts it back up the middle. That looks like Logan Bolt. No, that was Fury on the keeper. So Fury with the keeper. Ball spotted at the Bulldog 7-yard line. Brings up 3rd down and 8. Give Fury 1. He has 3 yards rushing for Jace Fury. Bulldogs still trying to find their offensive rhythm. Fury under center, has I formation. Ing in the backfield, along with Anthony Furter. So another penalty on the Bulldogs. So back them up again, half the distance. Brings up 3rd and long. Big one about 3rd and 14. And that handoff to Eng. Eng tries to get a couple more back. Give him a gain of 3. So ball spotted back at the original line of scrimmage. Give him another 3-yard gain for Ryan Eng. Those Bulldogs trying to find some positive yardage. Brings up 4th down. Bolt back to punt. Bolt with 2 punts already in the game. Had one in the first quarter, went for 55 yards, and then a 30-yarder. He's back in his own end zone. This one's a nice one. High punt here. Fair catch or signal there by Sully Kelson. Kelson has to back out of the way at about the 35. I think the wind caught that one. Looked like that was going to be about a 50-yarder and hung up in the air and then died right around the 30-yard line. So the Broncos are going to take over short field at the Bulldog 32-yard line. I'll give him a 32-yard punt on that. For Logan Bope here for the Broncos. In the backfield now with Ranky out. They have Grayson Lyons and Ian Anderson. Send 2 men in motion. Carter Keller, Zane Lyons here to the near side. Tui's under center, handoff to Lyons. Lyons wrapped up, but he's still carrying Bulldog tacklers with him, and a flag on the field. It is now, the skies become overcast. At the start of the game, it was still partly to mostly cloudy, but now overcast skies moving across Gwinner, and there's a penalty. The officials out there to discuss it. So a block to the back by Sully Kelson. That's going to back up the Broncos. Broncos started in good field position after that 32-yard punt by Logan Bope. So backs him up 5 yards. Legal block to the back by Sully Kelson. Five-yard penalty, backs him up. 2 men in motion, Kelson and Keller. High formation for the Broncos. Tui's under center. Quick pitch out there to Lyons. Lyons going to try to get to the corner. Nice block by Anderson. And Lyons able to turn it upfield across the 30. Plunges across it to around the 28-yard line. So spot the ball around the 28. Give him a 8-yard gain for Grayson Lyons. Lyons called on now for the rushing duties after Cruz Ranke going down with an injury. Ranke piling up the yards in the first quarter. We're 73 yards in the first quarter. More than likely finishing the game now with 109 unofficially for Cruz Ranke. out with an injury. Lions with the carry has 14. And this time, Turi is going to drop back, rolls out far side, has Kelson. And well defended back there by Hansen. So that falls incomplete. I thought that was 16 back on the coverage myself, but might be seeing things. They said it was Tristan Peterson down below. So pass by Tui, intended for Kelson, incomplete by the Broncos. And Keller back in motion to the far side. I formation for Lisbon. And stacked box there by the Bulldogs. And this is handed off to Lions. Lions going to cut the corner. Hits the line of gain. Cross close to the 20-yard line. Give Lions a gain of 7 yards as the Broncos pick up the first down. So give Grayson Lions 7-yard gain and a first down for the Broncos. So this is the second quarter. We got 3:45 remaining in the second. We're still scoreless. The Broncos opening drive. They fumbled a ball at midfield. 2 4-down stops by the Bulldogs. Another pitch to Lions. They're on the far side. He's going to stretch out. Second effort. Close to the 15. See where they spot it. Give him a gain of 5 for Lions. So 2nd and 5 for the Broncos. There's no big secret now to the Bronco game plan. Hitting those quick sweeps left and right side. Sargent County, look at the depth of their linebackers and defensive back. Everybody up on the line, linebackers and DBs are probably about 3 yards behind them, just stacking the box, daring the Broncos to run. Lions once again hits the edge. This time cuts it upfield, across the 10, or close to the 10-yard line. Maybe stopped just short. So it looks like he is just short of the line again, brings up 3rd and 1. Give him a 4-yard. Oh, and they signal a first down. So first down for the Broncos. So line of gain was the 11. Broncos still able to pick up a first down right around the 1-yard line. They're close to the 1-yard line. So another 5 yards for Grayson Lions. Yeah, Sargent County once again will stack the box. Broncos I formation, bring those 2 men in motion for Lisbon. That's Keller and Kelson this time. And the handoff to Lions. This time scraping across the line was big number 73, Luke Mund. Mund comes scraping across and takes out Grayson Lions on the rush for a loss of 1. So nice tackle, nice play by Luke Mund. He's had a couple of those in this game. Yes, I don't know, that's probably 5 sweeps in a row to the right side. This time Luke Mund says no way, he's coming from that defensive tackle position on the right side. And the Broncos now go left here. As a handoff to Lions, they bring it back to the right. Nothing up the middle. Mund once again in on the tackle. And looks like Jackson Jokum. So Jokum and Mund in on the tackle. And no gain for Grayson Lions as the Broncos sticking to the ground. Their pass in this series from Tui to Kelson fell incomplete. We have timeout for the Broncos as it's 3rd and 11 in the second quarter with 1:14 remaining. Broncos call a timeout. We'll step away for another 30-second. You're watching YourLiveEvent.com.
Selling heavy equipment at PurpleWave.com saves time and money. We handle all of the details, including pictures, videos, marketing, titles, and payments.
It was almost immediately over the top with the customer service. I've just never ever experienced that before with any other auction service. They're constantly working for me as the seller, and I really like that.
Purple Wave Auction is straight, simple, sold.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
All right, welcome back as Lisbon calls the timeout. 4-down territory for the Broncos. Bulldogs already picking up 2 4-down stops in the first half, and also a fumble recovery. So brings up 3rd and 11 for the Broncos. It's going to be a pitch to Lyons, and met in the backfield is number 80. So Logan Bolt comes cruising through on the right side of the defense. Wraps up Grayson Lyons for a big loss, giving him a loss of about 8. Brings up 4th and long for the Broncos. Line to gain. A 1-yard line for the first down. Another timeout for the Broncos with 53 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. You're watching YourLiveEvent.com.
Riverside Building Center in Lisbon is the premier building supply headquarters in southeastern North Dakota. They have it from the basic home improvements to complete pre-built homes. Their staff is knowledgeable in every product they sell. With their large inventory and a fleet of 6 delivery vehicles, Riverside Building Center in Lisbon can bring the products to your job site. From a hammer all the way to a home, they have you covered. Visit rbclisbon.com today. That's rbclisbon.com. Riverside Building Center in Lisbon.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your
All right, welcome back here to Lisbon, North Dakota, up on Bank North scoreboard. We're still goose eggs for both teams here in the second quarter. 53 seconds remaining. Broncos with the timeout. 4th down and long. Tui drops back, looks to the end zone. That's Kilson, goes up, bobbles it, juggles it. Now the reception, a touchdown, Broncos. Sully Kelson goes up, bobbles the ball, falls back, and a touchdown for the Broncos. So some 4th down heroics, 4th and long, and Tui connects with Kelson right around a 27-yard touchdown reception. So first points on the board. So Bank North scoreboard seeing some action now with the reception. By Kelson, 2-point conversion. They send 2 men in motion. Keller and Lyons, I formation. Grayson Lyons in the backfield, hand off to Grayson Lyons. And he's wrapped up initial hit, and then he's brought down, pulled back. So initial hit, Cole Fury, the sophomore, with the first contact on Lyons, are able to wrap him up, stop him from getting into the end zone. So we're now 6-0 lead for the Lisbon Broncos up on the Bank North scoreboard. We'll step away for another 30-second timeout.
with you wherever you go.
The Sargent Central Dollars for Scholars chapter is a nonprofit foundation that supports academic success in the community. The mission is to mobilize the community on behalf of post-secondary education success for the students. Dollars for Scholars chapters help hometown students achieve their educational goals by raising scholarship funds, establishing endowments, and more. For more information, scan the QR code on screen or stop by the Sargent Central School District. This game is brought to you in part by Brandon and Brianna Hansen family in memory of Isaiah and Dave and Jess Rasmussen family.
All right, welcome back. Bank North scoreboard as the Broncos now up 6-0. 2-point conversion, no good. So Broncos set to kick off with Sully Kelson. Looks like Eng and Hansen in the back. This is just a squib kick there by Kelson. And good field position now for the Bulldogs to take over. Good hands by Harry Newstall, the sophomore, 6'11", 215-pound sophomore. Newstall able to recover that onside kick as the Bulldogs will take over at their own 42-yard line. They're down 6-0 as Fury in the backfield, shotgun formation along with Ryan Eng. He has twin receivers, now brings Hansen in motion, fakes the pitch and then around to Hansen, hits Eng across the 50. He stiffs arm a man. The Broncos in on the tackle. Grayson Lyons, Ian Anderson, Grayson Lyons and Eli Lyons. So give Ryan Eng. Eng is always a threat with the ball in his hands, especially on those kickoffs. And that brings up a first down and a timeout by Sargent County.
Teens are faced with tough decisions all the time, and parents aren't always there when it happens. But that doesn't mean they can't influence their kids to make the right choice, because making that right choice is easier when the wrong one isn't an option. When your teen faces peer pressure, what you give them access to can make all the difference. This message is brought to you by your local public health unit.
Stock Growers Bank is proud to celebrate
All right, welcome back here. Going to North Dakota Division 11A football. The 4-2 Lisbon Broncos taking on the 1-6 Sargent County Bulldogs. That's in region played. We have 6-0 score here towards the end of our second quarter. Little quick hitter by Eng and a hook and ladder as Eng hits the far sideline across the 30 and around the 25-yard line. But we have a flag in the backfield. Looks like that may negate the big gain after the hook and ladder play by Sargent County. So it looks like holding on the Bulldogs. So Quentin Bauer, left guard, senior left guard, called with the holding. And that negates a beautifully designed hook and ladder play. That ball was down around the Bronco 25-yard line. But penalty brings that one back here at the end of the second quarter. 22 seconds remaining. Broncos up 6-0 up on the Bank North scoreboard. So Fury in the shotgun. He's going to roll out. Still scrambling. The Broncos wrap him up. And that's Zach Ward with the quarterback sack. Broncos bringing the pressure. Looks like Jesse Jones holding his arm out there on the far side. So Zach Ward with the quarterback sack. And that'll do it at the end of the second quarter. Heading into halftime, Bank North scoreboard, the Broncos lead 6-0. We'll come back for a halftime show. That's just ahead on yourLoveEvent.com.
A service, and they built a legacy of trust and commitment to the local communities. Loan Officer Wyatt Smith can help achieve your goals and grow your business with confidence. Here's Zach Maralt on his experience.
We tried a few different lenders before purchasing our building, and we eventually ended up going to see Wyatt, who I already personally knew anyways. He made the purchasing process easy. We pretty much had an answer that day, pushed all our accounts there, and it's a great experience.
Wallach Johnson Insurance is your friendly neighborhood team of qualified insurance professionals celebrating over 40 years of service. As an experienced independent insurance agency, they have access to highly rated insurance companies and can shop around to find you an affordable solution for farm, crop, business, home, and auto insurance. Visit them at one of their locations in Lisbon, Winter, or Rutland and get a free quote started today. For more information, go to nd-insure.com.
From on-site farm repairs to maintaining the condition of your vehicle, trust the staff at Welton's Tire Service. They've served the Lisbon area since 1972, guaranteeing customer satisfaction and workmanship from farm equipment, tire services, and preventative vehicle maintenance. You'll find it all from affordable prices, free estimates, to their knowledgeable technicians answering any question. Welton's Tire Service is locally owned and located on Main Street in Lisbon. For information, go online to weltonstire.net or call 701-683-5136.
All right, welcome back here to Gwinner, North Dakota, as we're back for our Farmers Union David Bergman halftime show. Your headquarters for our home, auto, life, farm, and ranch. Business, crop, and health. Not all products are underwritten by Farmers Union Insurance. Call 701-724-6252. This is your Farmers Union David Bergman Agency halftime show here on yourliveevent.com. Looking at the scoring, it's a low-scoring game that first half as the Broncos take the 6-0 lead on the Bank North scoreboard. And that touchdown not coming till the end of the second quarter with 39 seconds remaining. It was a 27-yard touchdown reception from Evan Tui to Sully Kelson for the Lisbon Broncos. They put up the lone 6 points. Their two-point conversion was no good. That was sniffed out by that Sargent County Bulldog defense. Look at the Broncos stats on the offensive side. Tui for Lisbon going 1 of 3 in that one pass, completed pass, going for the big counter there with the touchdown for 27 yards to Sully Kelson. So Tui 1 of 3 for 27 yards through the air. And then rushing for the Broncos, Cruz Ranke with 109 yards in the first half. He goes down with an injury midway through the second quarter, but he had 14 rushes for 109 yards in the first half of play. Grayson Lyons taking over rushing duties, or running back duties for Cruz Ranke, and Lyons in the second quarter with 31 yards unofficially for Grayson Lyons for Lisbon. So Lisbon unofficially with 140 yards on the ground and 27 through the air with one touchdown reception there, receiving for Sully Kelson, one reception for 27 yards. And move over now to Sargent County. Sargent County through the air. Jace Fury going, looks like he's 3 of 5 for passing. I have him down for 23 yards. That's just unofficially. They had a big pass play, a nice hook and ladder play that was brought back because of a penalty here at the end of the second quarter, but that one went for right around 35 yards as Ryan Eng was able to get that down across the 20-yard line of the Broncos, but that was brought back because of a holding call. So Fury right now 3 of 5 passing for 23 yards for Sargent County. And on the ground, I have Ryan Eng with 3 yards, Furter with 4 yards, and Hansen for 1 yard. And then receiving through the air, all going to Ryan Eng, 3 receptions for 23 yards here for Ryan Eng. And for Sargent County, I have them whistled for 3 penalties in the first half, a couple false starts and a holding penalty. That holding penalty, fairly costly at the end of the second quarter, bringing back that big gain off the hook and ladder. And looking at the defense for Sargent County, as they have in that first quarter, they had a fumble recovery by Tristan Peterson. The first drive of the Broncos, that was shut down by Sargent County defense with a fumble recovery by Tristan Peterson at the 50-yard line. Sargent County also with 2 4-down stops on the Broncos, and they're led defensively, having big games on the defensive side for Sargent County right now is Logan Bolt, 6'2", 200-pound senior, and then Luke Munn, 6'2", 200-pound sophomore defensive tackle. Luke Munn. So those are your defensive leaders right now for Sargent County as they're holding that Bronco offense out of the end zone, coming up with those big 4-down stops. Broncos offensive have been able to move the ball on the ground, but just not able to convert those 4-down or on the fourth down conversions. They did manage to get that one at the end of the first half with a 27-yard touchdown reception from Evan Tui to Sully Kelson for the lone score up on the Bank North scoreboard. The Broncos lead this one by a score of 6-0. As we will step away, take another timeout, we'll continue continue on with our Farmers Union David Bergman Agency halftime show, and we will step away for another 30-second timeout.
Today all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. Three, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
While medicine's greatest advancements look like the latest sci-fi, one of our most powerful tools is far more simple, more human. It's a calling to connect with purpose. That's how we're evolving healthcare, by treating people, not just patients, with innovations that amplify healing and lead to more personalized care, guided by the belief we all hold the power to heal.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting, with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Farmers Union Insurance, protecting what's important in life.
Get in touch with David Bergman today at 701-724-6252.
When you choose Farmers Union Insurance, you're backed by an insurance policy provider that meets your specific requirements. At Farmers Union Insurance Gullis & Olson Agency, they offer reliable insurance policies from homeowners, farm and ranch, contractors, small businesses, and more. Let Lance, Shelby, and the staff at Gullis & Olson Agency take care of you today. For more information, stop into their office on Main Street in Lisbon for Farmers Union Insurance Gullis & Olson Agency.
All right, welcome back here liveevent.com. The Broncos up on the Bank North scoreboard. They lead this one by a score of 6-0, coming off a 27-yard touchdown reception from Evan Tui to Sully Kelson at the end of the first quarter, or I should say at the end of the second quarter, with approximately 39 seconds remaining. So the Broncos with the 6-0 lead up on the Bank North scoreboard. And heading into the second half, leading rusher for the game right now stands with Cruz Ranke. Ranke with unofficially 109 yards for the Broncos. And then Grayson Lyons with 31 yards rushing. Receiving for Lisbon, led by Sully Kelson, one reception for 27 yards, and that was a big one for Lisbon. That was the touchdown reception at the end of the second quarter. So the Broncos up 6-0. And for Sargent County, they have 23 yards through the air here for Jace Fury. And looking unofficially, looks like they have 7 yards on the ground total. So the Bronco defense doing a number on that on the ground game with Sargent County. But Sargent County defense holding strong. The bend don't break as they've held Lisbon out of the end zone on a couple of drives, couple 4-down stops with the Broncos deep into Sargent County territory, and also a fumble recovery for Sargent County. So that's where we stand heading into our second quarter here with your Farmers Union David Bergman Agency halftime show. We'll step away, take another 30-second timeout.
Club, an organization that is rooted in their support of the activities within the Milner Public School District and the City of Milner. They pride themselves on their community involvement in local donations to area projects and sponsorships to help make their community a pleasant place to reside. If you have any questions or are interested in becoming a Booster Club member, you can check out the Bison Booster Club on Facebook or talk with any of the existing members. The Bison Booster Club, helping make their community a better place to live.
Hey Lisbon, it's time to rally behind our favorite team. The Lisbon Bronco Athletic Boosters are sending all our best wishes to the Broncos as they hit the court and field this season. The Lisbon Bronco Athletic Boosters are proud to support our teams and community. Let's show our Broncos that we're with them every step of the way. Go Broncos! Your dedication and spirit makes us all proud. From all of us at the Lisbon Bronco Athletic Boosters, we're cheering for you.
The Lisbon Public School District ensures that all.
All right, welcome back here at liveevent.com as we're still with our Farmers Union David Bergman Agency halftime show. As we're just right around the minute away from starting our second half as teams back out, starting to loosen up, take the field. And just looking at some of your Division I or Division A 11-man football games this evening. We had number 1 Londonderry Munich taking on Grafton. Number 4 Park River takes on Harvey Wells County. Southern McLean's at Dickinson Trinity and Thompson's at Carrington this evening. And then 9-man action this evening. Number 1 Rockford Cheyenne takes on Four Winds. And number 4 Alexander's at Dunseith. North Prairie's at St. John and Partial. And 6-man football is at Strasburg. Games tomorrow evening. One game you might want to keep an eye on there also on yourliveevent.com. Valley City at Northern Cass. Some fairly big playoff implications there for both teams, also affecting the Lisbon Broncos. You also in Division 1A football, we have Mayport CG at Hillsborough Centre Valley. And then Oaks is at number 4, Ellendale Edgeley Calm. Other games tomorrow, top 5 teams in action. We have number 2 Killdeer is at Central McLean, and number 3 Velvedrake Animus is at Garrison. And then 9-man games tomorrow. Number 2 Lemoore Litchfield Marion is at Enderlin. Number 3 Lytton HMB is at home against Richardson Taylor. Lewis and Clark is at number 5 Divide County. Griggs McCota is at Hankinson. Richland's at Wyndmere. Kidder County at New Salem. Maple River at Southport, and Napoleon Gackle Streeter at Hettinger County. And then turning to your Division 11A football poll, we touched on this during our Olson County pregame show. The number 1 team in the state, Londonderry Munich, sitting at 8-0. And then your number 2 through 5 teams are all sitting at 7-1. Velvedrake Animus is number 2. Number 3 is Killdeer. Number 4 Park River tied with Ellendale Edgeley Calm, all sitting at 7-1. And Bottineau receiving votes also 7-1. And then for Division B 9-man football, your top 5 teams, number 1 Rockford Cheyenne undefeated at 8-0. Number 2 Lemoore Litchfield Marion. Number 3 Lytton HMB. Number 4 Alexander. Number 5 Hankinson. 2 teams receiving votes in your latest Division 9B football poll, Divide County and North Border. So the Broncos, right now, as far as the playoff picture, they do have that 6-0 lead. They could help themselves out, put a few more points on the board, hold Sargent County out of the end zone. But as it stands, as far as the playoff picture, if Valley City or if Northern Cass beats Valley City, Lisbon would stay the number 3 team out of Region 1, and they would expect to play Park River in the first round of the playoffs. So that's kind of what we're looking at. But that Northern Cass Valley City game tomorrow evening, yourliveevent.com, should be one to watch with some playoff implications, not only for those 2 teams, but also for the Lisbon Broncos. And Sargent County just looking at trying to put another win on the board and end this season on a good note. Graduating 9 seniors off the squad this year. Number of junior players returning to the Sargent County Bulldog squad. Coach Eric Olson in good spirits, looking forward to another year of coaching, in his 21st year of coaching for Sargent County. All right, that is our halftime show as we're getting ready for kickoff. As Sargent County won the toss, they deferred to the second half. They'll receive to start things out. And Kelson kicks the line drive, puts it on the ground, doesn't want to put it in the hand of Ryan Eng. That's fielded by Hansen. Eng blocking, Hansen up the middle, finds some running room. He's going to break it open to the sideline. He's across the 50 to Kelson. There's a flag on the play. Kelson, the lone man to beat. He's going to wrap up Hansen, but Hansen gets down the far sideline across the 20, close to the 10-yard line. This time it wasn't Ryan Eng, it was Hansen in the backfield. Eng threw a nice block for his teammate. And unfortunately for the Bulldogs, they have another holding call on the kickoff. So that's another penalty on the Bulldogs. Right now I have them whistled for 4 penalties. That's their second hold. Coming at another key moment of the game as they had that hold penalty at the end of this second quarter, bringing back that hook and ladder pass, going for big yards for the Bulldogs. This kickoff return returned all the way down across the 20-yard line. That's brought back. Bulldogs now starting not bad field position, right around their own 31-yard line. So Fury under center. Jace Fury takes it and hands it off, and then the Broncos wrap up the Bulldogs right away. And coming through like a freight train was Sully Kelson. And Kelson timed that one perfectly. And that was a fumble. Kelson was back there so quick he almost had the handoff. Just snatched the ball right out of the Bulldogs' hands. Yeah, that's a fumble on the Bulldogs. Recovered by the Broncos, and they're on offense. So a couple men in motion to the near side. Grayson Lyons and Zane Lyons. Pitch out there to Ranke. So they got a Ranke. It looks like he's back in the game. I thought he might go out. He's limping a little bit, but he found some speed, cuts it to the outside, and there's a flag on the play. Looks like in the area of holding as Ranke hit the corner, cut up field across the 20. So each team whistled with penalties here in the second half. So holding on the Broncos. So that big run, Ranke back in the game. I thought he might not see him again, but Broncos put him back in there. They only have the 6-0 lead up on the Banknorth scoreboard. Leaning on Cruz Ranke to come back. Had 109 yards in the first half. Rushing on the ground for Lisbon. So back to the I formation. Backs the Broncos up. After that fumble recovery by Sully Kelson. They're back on the Bulldog 39-yard line. And that's a sweep here for Ranke. Gets back to the line of scrimmage across the 30, right around the 29-yard line. Well, I think he had more than 6 or 7. I think he's looking right around 10. So ball spotted right around the Bulldog 29-yard line, brings up second down and 9, or a long 8. There's Tui under center. He's going to pitch it out to Ranke. Has blocker Ian Anderson to the outside. Tristan Peterson does a good job coming off the block, slides and strings out that sweep by Ranke and brings him down for a loss of 2 yards. Peterson, nice tackle. Strung that sweep out by Cruz Ranke and Ian Anderson. So back to the original line of scrimmage on the Sully, where the Sully Kelson fumble recovery. Back to the I formation, lead blocker Ian Anderson. Ranke in the backfield, and we have a whistle on the field. Timeout called here by Coach Mark Moss and Lisbon Broncos here in the third quarter with 9:56 remaining. Banknorth scoreboard still 6-0 in favor of the Broncos.
Experience success and be good students from elementary through high school. The school staff and community takes great pride in providing meaningful, innovative opportunities for students who continue to maintain ACT scores above state and national averages. Watch your kids continue to grow within the Lisbon Public School District, from the playing surface to the classroom. For more information, go online to lisbon.k12.nd.us.
While medicine's greatest advancements look like the latest sci-fi, one of our most powerful tools is far more simple, more human. It's a calling to connect with purpose. That's how we're evolving healthcare, by treating people, not just patients, with innovations that amplify healing and lead to more personalized care, guided by the belief we all hold the power to heal.
All right, after the timeout, Broncos back up to the line of scrimmage. Tui under center, I formation. Men in motion, Lyons and Kelson. That's a pitch sweep to Ranke. There's a lot of real estate out there. Ranke's going to hit the corner, cuts it upfield across the 30. He's brought down right around the 25-yard line. Looks like about a gain of 6. So Eng on the stop for the Sargent County. Wrestling teammates in about 4 weeks. Eng and Ranke out here battling it out head-to-head on the football field right now. Give Ranke 6 yards. Put him at 12 in the second half. Adding it to his 109 in the first half. 121 yards unofficially for Cruz Ranke. Back to the I formation. Kelson and Grayson Lyons in motion to the far side. Ian Anderson, the lead back. They're going to cut back around to the far side. Ranke cuts it upfield across, reaches out for the 20 line again. And we'll see where they spot the ball. He's close to the first down. Ranke signals first down. And they credit Newstole with the tackle, and they spot him just short. So the Broncos turn it over on downs once again as Ranke with the reach, just not enough. Spot the ball right around the ball length short of the line to gain. So that's the third 4-down stop for Sargent County. Sargent County defense, bend don't break attitudes. It's their third 4-down stop of the game, first of the second half. Also with a fumble recovery on the opening drive right around midfield. So Jace Fury brings him up, shotgun formation. Quick at the line. That's a pass. Peterson with the reception, right around a 5-yard reception from Fury to Peterson on the far side of the field. So just a little hitch route by Peterson. And they gave him 6. That's what we'll give him. So give Peterson 6 on the reception. Right now it looks like he's 4 for 6 passing with 29 yards for Jace Fury. Peterson unofficially with 6 yards. Ryan Eng with 23. So in the third quarter, Bank North scoreboard still 6-0. Sargent County with the pass. Fury and just had to toss that one at the feet of Peterson. So maybe just in a little bit of rush. That one falls at the feet of Peterson for the most part. Just the same route. Nice little quick hitch. Right around the line again, so brings up third down and give it a long 4 for Sargent County as they elect to go through the air, not finding much luck on the ground against the Broncos. So Fury brings them up. Eng, the lone back. Shotgun formation, hand off to Eng. Eng takes a look at the far side, going to try to cut it upfield, and he's brought down and ripped down by Ian Anderson of the Broncos. So that play just didn't develop for Sargent County. Maybe a gain of 1. So Ian Anderson with the tackle for the Broncos brings up 4th down and long 3 for Sargent County. We're in the third quarter. 7:45 remaining. Opening drive for the Bulldogs of this quarter. On a handoff, it was Sully Kelson with the big hit and the fumble recovery for the Broncos, and then now back and forth battle there. Bolt with the punt, hits right around the 50-yard line. Peterson down there, puts a hand on it, and the Broncos will take over at their own 49-yard line. So after the punt by Sargent County, the Broncos take over at about their 49-yard line. On that offensive series, Peterson with 1 completion for 6 yards, or Fury with 1 completion for 6 yards to Tristan Peterson, the sophomore wide receiver. Or I should say the junior wide receiver. And here's Tui under center. Tui's going to give it to Ranke. Ranke slips outside. Hits a stiff arm across the 40. He's still moving downfield. Yeah, it looks like he hits the line again before he's pushed out of bounds. Hit a nice stiff arm, breaking it open to the sideline. No, and they did push him out before that. So they spot him cross midfield to the 44-yard line of Sargent County. So ball spotted at the 44-yard line. Give him a gain of 7 for Ranke. Ranke in this half with 20 yards. Give him 129 for the game for Lisbon. Hand off to Ranke up the middle. Feet still turning, second effort, close to the first down marker. Yeah, it looks like they'll spot him right around the 42-yard line. So third and short for the Broncos. Right around the ball length away for Lisbon. So it brings up third down, third and short. I formation for Lisbon. Ranke in the backfield along with Anderson. Anderson the lead back. 2 men in motion to the near side. Ranke plunges across the 40. Broncos with the first down. Give him a gain of 2 for Cruz Ranke. Ranke with the first down. The Broncos taking over this drive after punt by the Sargent County Bulldogs at their own 49-yard line. Cruz Ranke picking up the first down for the Broncos right now. Across the 40 at the 39-yard line. 2 Eagles under center, men in motion. I formation, another pitch to Ranke, sweep to the outside. Sargent County going to try to string this out, and he was turned back inside. So it looks like Sargent County able to string this one out and turn him back inside. Jace Fury doing a good job on the outside. Turned Ranke back up inside. Sargent County wraps him up for a gain of 2 for Ranke. Brings up 2nd and 8 for Lisbon. Should say a long 8 for Lisbon. Here's Tui under center, both in men in motion, 2 men in motion. Kelson and Grayson Lyons back to the I formation. Hand off to Ranke. Ranke, little sidestep. He cuts it to the outside, and he's wrapped up across the 35 down to about the 32-yard line. So Eli Lawson along with Cole Fury on the tackle for Sargent County. Ranke give him a 6-yard gain. So Ranke cuts it back to the left. Down the hash mark. Picks up 6 yards, brings up 3rd and 2 for Lisbon. 3rd and 2, I formation. Tui brings him up under center, men in motion. Zane Lyons and Grayson Lyons. Zane Lyons split out right around the 30-yard line. Hand off to Ranke, no surprise. Ranke slips as he tries to make the cut, and he's brought down just short of the 30. And Broncos just hoping he didn't re-injure that knee. He's kind of walking a little bit gingerly. So Ranke has to go out. And looks like we do have an official's timeout for the injured Cruz Ranke as he has to hop off the field. Ranke having a lot of trouble there, putting some weight on the far side. The Broncos up on the Big North scoreboard, 6-0 here in the third quarter with 3:58 remaining. Men in motion, Kelson and Keller. Kelson split out wide. I formation, Grayson Lyons with the sweep. Takes it around the far side in pursuit of the Bulldogs, and he's wrapped up and dropped for a loss, about a 2-yard loss. And a good pursuit and tackle. Anthony Furter, linebacker, sophomore linebacker, 5'9", 170-pound sophomore linebacker for Sargent County. Along with Cole Fury out there. So good pursuit. And another 4-down stop for Sargent County. That's their 4th of the game. Their 2nd of the third quarter. Sargent County takes over good field position at about their own 34-yard line. The Broncos Look like they're going to bring pressure. Slow to develop. Fury's chased out of the pocket. Has a man here near side. Bope with the reception. Cross the 35 to about the 36-yard line for Bope. Spotted at the 37. So give him a 2-yard reception on that. So Bope having down his first reception. Fury shotgun formation going to the air of the Bulldogs. That's Peterson out in some space. Hits the stiff arm. Shrugs one man, breaks another tackle. And this time he's finally wrapped up on the pursuit by the Broncos. Looks like Matt Schwab out there doing the cleanup. But a big gain, close to the line of gain, I should say. Give him a 7-yard gain on the pass to Peterson. So Coach Eric Olson putting in the hands of some of his athletes there with a lot of space for Peterson to work. And the handoff in. The quarterback sneak goes up the middle for a first down. Yeah, Sargent County picks up the first down, keeps the drive alive, close to midfield, spotted right around their own 46-yard line. It was just a quick snap by the center. Got the Broncos a little bit flat-footed, not ready for the snap, and they piled across the 45 to 46-yard line for Sargent County. So man in motion here with Ryan Ing lone back. Fury passes the ball there, a little quick hitch to the outside. So Olson with the reception, give him a gain of 2. So a 2-yard reception there for Olson. That's Olson's second reception. Have him now for 9 yards for Olson. Give Fury 2 more through the air. Line back up to the line of scrimmage. Fury in the shotgun. This time he's going to pass it out far side, and it's dropped, and the Broncos looking for the backward pass there, and that falls incomplete. We'll see if they rule that an incomplete pass. So it is an incomplete pass. Back up, ball spotted at the Bulldog 48-yard line. Brings up third down. So 3rd and 8 for Sargent County. Sargent County going through the air. Clock is stopped after the incomplete pass. Ing in the backfield along with Fury. Bope here on the near side along with Olafson. Peterson split out wide. Fury's going to roll out, then throws back across his body, looking to set up a screen on the outside. Just did not develop. Has kind of floated that pass over the head of his intended receiver. So it looked like Harry Newstall has some height to him, but threw that one, floated it over his head. Play just not developing there on the outside screen. On the left side of the line. That brings up 4th down. So it looks like punt formation. Bolt set to kick it off for Sargent County. His longest is 55 yards. That came in the first quarter. Little high snap. Bolt fields it. This is a nice line drive. Kelson slips on the field. That ball is going to roll. It takes a Sargent County bounce across the 25 to about the 22-yard line of the Broncos. Looks like Sargent County will take over at the 22. Or excuse me, Lisbon will take over at their own 22-yard line. As we're down to final 18 seconds of our third quarter. So Bank North scoreboard, we're still 6-0 in favor of the Broncos. Sargent County with a number of 4-down stops. As they have 4 in the game and a fumble recovery. Broncos with 1 fumble recovery. Coming by way of Sully Kelson, opening drive of the second quarter. That's a handoff going up the middle. Feet still turning. And that's Grayson Lyons. That second and third effort puts Lyons out across the 25 to about the 26-yard line. Give Lyons a game. Looks like a gain of 5 for Lyons. So 5-yard gain for Lions. And looks like we have end of the quarter. So end of the third quarter going to the fourth. The Broncos up 6-0. We'll step away for a 30-second timeout on yourliveevent.com.
At Bank North, we strive to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. One transaction, one relationship, and one community at a time. We do it by supporting kids and schools, pitching in to help neighbors in need, partnering with rural businesses, and providing all the traditional and modern banking products and personalized lending services you expect from a reliable financial partner. Bank North, always true.
Milner Grain understands that agriculture is your livelihood, and we're committed to providing you with the highest quality of services to meet your farming needs. Milner Grain has a passion for our community and the farmers we serve. Milner Grain is locally owned and operated. When you're looking for a partner in the field, look to Milner Grain. Call 701-427-5284 or check out Milner Grain's app with current up-to-date prices. Milner Grain is here to help you and your farm grow.
The Milner Public School District has a long history of academic, artistic, and athletic achievement and is proud of the programs and education environment offered. A fully accredited educational system. Milner Public School District operates 2 separate school buildings, including Sundale Colony School. Over 85%, that's right, 85% of the graduates of Milner High School attend some form of post-secondary educational institution. You can find more information on the Milner.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, start of the fourth quarter. Broncos a 2nd and 5. As they have the 6-0 lead up on the Bank North scoreboard. Tui under center, hands off to the up back. This time looks like to Anderson. Anderson with the quick hitter. No gain, little to no gain for Anderson on that carry. So Anderson, the 150-pound running back, fullback for the Broncos. Give him no gain, brings up 3rd down and 5 for Lisbon. Ranke went down in that first half with an injury, came back in the second half. He had 7 rushes before he went down again. Over 130 yards rushing for Cruz Ranke. Now Grayson Lyons in the backfield. Anderson, the lead back, pitch to Lyons. And a sweep to the outside. Lyons hits the corner, cuts it upfield, across the 30, close to the line of gain. That's going to bring up another 4-down situation for the Broncos, as they've just had trouble converting. The one conversion that they were able to make was that touchdown reception from Tui to Sully Kelson at the end of the second quarter. And they're going to spot Lyons quite a ways back, as he must have stepped out. So give him a 2-yard. So looks like around 4th and 2, or a long 4th and a long 2 for the Broncos, as they're in punt formation. Sully Kelson back to punt for Lisbon. The gunner out here in the near side, Carter Keller. Far side is Grayson Lyons, and that's a short punt across midfield by Kelson. Give him right around a 25-yard punt for Sully Kelson. So Sargent County will take over in good field position here in the fourth quarter with 10:50 remaining. They're just short of midfield. They're on their own 49-yard line. Start their first drive of the fourth quarter. 6-0 in favor of the Broncos. Here's Jace Feary, shotgun formation, has backs to the left and right side. Tristan Peterson here to the near side. Olsen to the far side. Sends a man in motion to the far side. Now 3 receivers over there. Swings the pass out. Nice bubble route, but just pass off a little bit. The receiver not able to haul it in. He was hit by Evan Tui. So Tui with the defense. And that pass looked like it was to Anthony Furter, intended for Furter, kind of on the bubble route to the outside. Intended receiver, and that brings up 2nd down. So 2nd and 10 for Sargent County. Sargent County finding success on the field through the air, been able to move the ball. Not much room on the ground as far as the running game for Sargent County. Here's Sully Kelson showing pressure for Lisbon. He's going to chase Fury. Takes Jace Fury down. So big quarterback sack for Sully Kelson on the blitz by the linebacker. Takes Fury back across their own 40 to the 39-yard line here for Kelson. So that's a loss of about 10 on the sack for Kelson. And now shotgun formation brings up 3rd and long. Peterson here on the near side. That pass intended for Peterson. He's reception. Another hook and ladder. This time to Ryan Eng. Gets across midfield back to the original line of scrimmage. Cross midfield into Bronco territory. And brings up 4th down. So cross midfield. Ball spotted at the Bronco 49. So Peterson with the reception. Give him 8 on the reception for Peterson, then pitches it to Eng. Give Eng about 6 more on the run. So another pass complete for Jace Fury. So Fury under center this time. Has I formation. Pitch here to Ryan Eng. He's going to try to cut it out. Eng looks for the halfback pass. Has a man downfield. That's Tristan Peterson with the reception, and it's caught. So the halfback pass, little tomfoolery in the backfield. Reception to Tristan Peterson, defended by Grayson Lyons, and the Sargent County Bulldogs in striking distance. Now well into Bronco territory. Ball spotted right around the 12-yard line. So Ryan Eng with the completion to Peterson. Give him 30 yards. And Jace Fury drops back to pass at Logan Bolton near side. Looks to the sideline. He has a man open. That's Peterson again. This time he's wrapped up and dropped by a host of Broncos on the sideline. So Tristan Peterson with another reception. That's going to bring up 2nd down. It looks like a gain of 6. So a gain of 6. Peterson with another reception. Right now, 50 yards receiving and 4 receptions for Peterson. That's just unofficial. As Jace Fury brings the Bulldogs back up to the line of scrimmage. Ball spotted around the 9-yard line of the Broncos. Fury's going to drop the snap as a low snap. Jace Fury not able to handle it. He's sacked in the backfield by Jesse Jones. So Jones able to put a hand on him. Fury lost his footing. And that's going to back up Sargent County back across close to the 15. So they're at the Bronco 15-yard line. Loss of around 7 or 8 for Sargent County. So a sack by Jones. And Fury's going to drop back, looks downfield, now has to roll out to the far side. He's going to step up and that's a pass complete. Ball across the 10, around the 5-yard line. The Broncos on Ferderer. So it looked like Ferderer, the receiver. It's Harry Newstall with the reception. So Newstall with the reception, give him a gain of around 15. So brings up 4th and short here for Sargent County. And there is a penalty on the Broncos. There's a flag, didn't see it on the field. Bulldogs, players and the fans clapping their hands. The big reception. And now a flag on the play going against the Broncos. And the officials over there talking to Coach Eric Olson. Broncos going to run a player on the field. Looks like Madden Schwab in for Jesse Jones. That's Brock Lyons in for Jesse Jones. Oh. We're just trying to figure out. So it's 3rd down instead of being 4th and short. 3rd down and around 4 along 3. after the penalty on the Broncos. So Fury, shotgun formation, Ing in the backfield. He looks downfield to the end zone, has the corner out there with Peterson. That falls incomplete, brings up fourth down. 4th and 3. So one on the corner out with Peterson. And now I think Sargent County maybe you would like to have that 4th and 1. Now they're looking at about 4th and 3. They tried the pass on the corner route. That fell incomplete. Fury overthrows Peterson on the near corner. So Jace Fury here for Sargent County, 4th quarter, 6:56 remaining. Man in motion. That's Newstall. And we have a timeout here called by Sargent County. Coach Eric Olson looking to talk this over with his players. Big down for Sargent County coming up at right around 4th and 3, or long 2 here. As we will step away, take another timeout on yourliveevent.com.
Online at miller.k12.nd.us.
Catch all the action of the fall postseason for Minnesota and North Dakota high school football and volleyball on yourliveevent.com. Going down the field, it's picked off here from Kindred. Tanning Johnson to the 30, to the 25. Johnson, could he go? Yes, sir! A 45-yard pick six for
Takes it up, played high in the air by Horkin. Here's risky left side off of a touch. Kept alive Thornton. Now played high. Angle, Saverson, smash! Count, good!
Check out the postseason schedule on yourliveevent.com.
Running a business is tough, but your accounting doesn't have to be. Let Olson Accounting check all the boxes. From taxes, payroll, business services, and professionalized financial guidance, all tailored to fit your requests. Whether you're a small business owner or just need help at tax time, trust Olson Accounting for professional, reliable service every time. Visit colsoncpa.com or call 701.
All right, welcome back here at liveevent.com. Big 4th down coming up for Sargent County, as we're under 7 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter. Fury's going to roll out, looks for a man downfield, and breaking contact, throws it to the end down. That's the incomplete, broken up by the Broncos. Defended there. Harry Newstall, the intended receiver, had a couple receivers over there. Looked like he was looking for Newstall right on the goal line. As Newstall kind of drug across towards the far sideline, and that's broken up by the Broncos, and the Broncos will take over. The 4-down stop by Lisbon. So 4-down stop by the Broncos. Back on offense, ball spotted. It's like around their own 7-yard line. Handoff goes to Grayson Lyons. Lyons not finding much room up the middle. And the Broncos will keep the clock running. So Grayson Lyons with the carry, give him a gain of 2 for Lyons. So Lyons back running the ball for the Lisbon Broncos. Cruz Ranke going down with an injury. Here's Lyons. High formation, lead back, Ian Anderson, 2 under center. Quick pitch here to Lyons, going to try to cut it to the outside, has a block from Anderson. Anderson with a nice block, pushes and likely called now for a holding on the outside by the Broncos. There are a couple blockers out there, one of them Ian Anderson along with Carter Keller. One of those picking up a holding call. So march the Broncos back on another holding call. I have that. Their 4th hold of the game for Lisbon. So marched them back. Penalty declined by Sargent County. So Sargent County declines. It brings up 3rd down. Little chess match going on with the declining of the penalty. Brings up 3rd down and 8 here for Sargent County and for the Lisbon Broncos. Stack in the box, Sargent County. Broncos send 2 men in motion. Sully Kelson split wide. Tui under center, has I formation. He's going to hand it off to the Lions. Lions powers up the middle, give him a gain of maybe 2. Cross or close to the 10-yard line. So give him a gain of 2 for Lions again. So Broncos back to fourth down, brings up 4th and 6 for Lisbon. Here's Sargent County looking for another 4-down stop. As the Broncos with Sully Kelson set back to punt. So Eng set to receive the punt for Sargent County. Kelson does the wise thing, kicks it away from Eng. Eng's going, and he's hit. So Eng was hit early. Eng was hit early before he could field the punt by Eli Lyons. And that's going to draw a penalty, and that's going to put Sargent County downfield. So I wasn't sure if Eng called for the fair catch. But he was hit by Eli Lyons before the ball got there. So something the Broncos didn't need to see as Sargent County heating up through the air. And that's going to bring up first down well into Bronco territory now as they are going to take over after the penalty. So interference by the Broncos puts Sargent County down across the 25 into the Bronco, or on the Bronco 24-yard line. And Fury, this time his quarterback keeper, he has a draw. He's upfield across the 20 at about the 15, close to the 15-yard line. He's going to spot him just short. Yeah, it's a nice design draw play there for Jace Fury. Puts him downfield. 8-yard gain, give him an 8-yard gain for Fury on the ground. So good positive yards on the ground now for Sargent County. As they hit the quarterback draw, brings up 2nd and 2. So 2nd and 2 for Sargent County. Fury in the shotgun has Furterer in the backfield. Now sends Newstall in motion back to the far side. Newstall with the quick out, and it's caught by Newstall, and a first down for Sargent County, defended by Evan Tui. So they'll give him the reception. Give him a 3-yard reception for Newstall. And officially have that as Newstall's first reception. That's just unofficial. I have Fury coming up close to 100 yards. Unofficially had that big 30-yard pass earlier in the quarter. And here's Fury shotgun formation, sends Newstall in motion. Eng in the backfield. Looks to the near side, has Peterson. Oh, Peterson in and out of his hands. Had a slant, a quick slant to Peterson. Had his man beat to the inside and in and out of his hands. So potential big play for Sargent County in and out of the hands of Tristan Peterson. Brings up 2nd down. So line to gain just short of the 1-yard line for Sargent County. They can pick up another first down. They want to put this one in the end zone. So sends Eng in motion, both to the far side. Eng with the reception and not able to get downfield. A nice open field tackle this time by Eli Lyons. So Tui and Lyons over there. Eli Lyons, nice open field tackle, wraps up around the ankles of Ryan Eng. So give him a loss on the play, right around 2 yards. It brings up 3rd and long. The ball spotted on the Bronco. It's like around their 13-yard line. So Fury back to pass, has a man, sidelines, and that's caught. So sideline reception and out stops the clock. So Peterson with the reception. Ball now back across the 10-yard line, right around on the 8-yard line. Give him about a 9-yard gain for Peterson on the reception. So that's another 4 down and 4 down territory again for Sargent County as they call a timeout on the field. We'll step away for one here. This is YourLiveEvent.com.
2700 Olsen Accounting of Lisbon.
Buying and selling heavy equipment at PurpleWave.com saves time and money. We handle all of the details, including pictures, videos, marketing, titles, and payments.
It was almost immediately over the top with the customer service. I've just never ever experienced that before with any other auction service. They're constantly working for me as the seller. And I really like that.
Purple Wave Auction is straight, simple, sold.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated. KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information.
All right, welcome back here, YourLiveEvent.com. Sargent County, 4th down and around 7 yards for about 4th and 6. Fury looks for the end zone. Corner route. Oh, and that falls short. Not sure if Tristan Peterson and Bope over there, intended receivers. Not sure if they saw the pass. So a turnover on the downs is to 0. The Broncos take over. Around 2 minutes remaining in the second quarter, or excuse me, in the fourth quarter, second half. As Tui's under center, I formation. Hand off to Grayson Lyons up the middle. Lyons still has the feet turn, and he's out across the close to the 15-yard line. Finally whistled down. As a number of Bulldogs there on the tackle. Give him a gain of around 7. Really, give him 6. So 6 on the carry for Lyons. So unofficially 6-yard gain for Grayson Lyons. Clock continues to run. Down to 2:08 remaining in the fourth quarter. So give up 2nd and 4 for Lisbon. Under 2 minutes now remaining in our fourth quarter. Tui under center, hand off to Lyons. He's wrapped up and pushed back, so a big tackle. Looking like Cole Fury, among others there. So not much running room there up the middle as Lyons is swallowed up. We have another timeout on the field called by Sargent County as we're going to step away for another 30-second timeout on YourLiveEvent.com.
KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Riverside Building Center in Lisbon is the premier building supply headquarters in southeastern North Dakota. They have it from the basic home improvements to complete pre-built homes. Their staff is knowledgeable in every product they sell. With their large inventory and a fleet of 6 delivery vehicles, Riverside Building Center in Lisbon can bring the products to your job site. From a hammer all the way to a home, they have you covered. Visit rbclisbon.com today. That's rbclisbon.com. Riverside Building Center in Lisbon.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB.
All right, welcome back here. Waning minutes of our fourth quarter. Now, 1:43 remaining in the fourth quarter. Under center is Evan Tui. Right around 3rd and 4 for the Broncos. And this time Grayson Lyons finds the open field. Big running room now, the first down across the 35 to the 36-yard lines here for Lyons as he caught the Bulldogs a little flat-footed to the outside, brought down by Ryan Ing. Ing with a touchdown-saving tackle. Had to put on the Jets over there to catch Grayson Lyons cutting down towards the sideline. And the first down for the Broncos. Has now with a 1:15 remaining, clock continues to run. Lisbon up on the Bank North scoreboard, 6-0. Yeah, Sargent County had the Broncos pinned deep into their own territory. Big run here for Grayson Lyons. Give him 15 on the carry. And looks like victory formation for the Broncos. As Tui takes the snap and the knee. And clock will continue to run now with 45 seconds remaining, right around a 10-second difference between the play clock and the game clock. Broncos back in formation. And they're going to take another knee here for Lisbon. And that looks like that's game, folks, as the Broncos will take the victory here. 6-0, 6-0 on the Bank North scoreboard over the Sargent County Bulldogs. And the Broncos improving to 5-2 on the season. And they're 5-4 overall. Sargent County drops to 1-7 on the season. And they are 1-8 overall. As your final score is a Bronco victory, 6-0 over Sargent County. We're going to go and step away, come back for our post-game show. That's just ahead on yourliveevent.com.
And 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
The Sargent Central Dollars for Scholars chapter is a nonprofit foundation that supports academic success in the community. The mission is to mobilize the community on behalf of post-secondary education success for the students. Dollars for Scholars chapters help hometown students achieve their educational goals by raising scholarship funds, establishing endowments, and more. For more information, scan the QR code on screen or stop by the Sargent Central School District. This game is brought to you in part by Brandon and Brianna Hansen family in memory of Isaiah and Dave and Jess Rasmussen family.
Teens are faced with tough decisions all the time, and parents aren't always there when it happens. But that doesn't mean they can't influence their kids to make the right choice, because making that right choice is easier when the wrong one isn't an option. When your teen faces peer pressure, what you give them access to can make all the difference. This message is brought to you by your local public health unit.
Stock Growers Bank is proud to celebrate 125 years of service, and they built a legacy of trust and commitment to the local communities. Loan Officer Wyatt Smith can help achieve your goals and grow your business with confidence. Here's Zach Maralt on his experience.
We tried a few different lenders before purchasing our building, and we eventually ended up going to see Wyatt, who I already personally knew anyways. He made the purchasing process easy. We pretty much had an answer that day, pushed all our accounts there, and it's a great experience.
Wallach Johnson Insurance is your friendly neighborhood team of qualified insurance professionals celebrating over 40 years of service. As an experienced independent insurance agency, they have access to highly rated insurance companies and can shop around to find you an affordable solution for farm, crop, business, home, and auto insurance. Visit them at one of their locations in Lisbon, Winter, or Rutland and get a free quote started today. For more information, go to nd-insure.com.
From on-site farm repairs to maintaining the condition of your vehicle, trust the staff at Welton's Tire Service. They've served the Lisbon area since 1972, guaranteeing customers satisfaction and workmanship from farm equipment, tire services, and preventative vehicle maintenance. You'll find it all from affordable prices, free estimates, to their knowledgeable technicians answering any question. Welton's Tire Service is locally owned and located on Main Street in Lisbon. For information, go online to weltonstire.net or call 701-683-5136.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. Three, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
While medicine's greatest advancements look like the latest sci-fi, one of our most powerful tools is far more simple, more human. It's a calling to connect with purpose. That's how we're evolving healthcare, by treating people, not just patients, with innovations that amplify healing and lead to more personalized care, guided by the belief we all hold the power to heal.
is here, and that means harvest will ramp up quickly. How did your planter do this spring? Did you have the correct down pressure? Was your singulation spot on? Did you need row cleaners or a better closing system? This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer, and we are here to help. Discounts, 0% financing, and $50 per row rebates on most all systems will give you the tools to improve your planter pass. Give us a call at 701-636-2119 or visit planterdoc.com. Have a safe and profitable harvest.
What if we said a bank isn't a place to lock up money? It's a place to set it free.
All right, welcome back here to Gwinner, North Dakota Division 11A football here. Region 1, Lisbon Broncos with the win 6-0 over the Sargent County Bulldogs. That's our final score this evening. The Broncos with the lone touchdown coming at the end of the second half. 39 seconds remaining at the end of the second half. It was 4th down and long for the Broncos, and a 27-yard touchdown reception from Evan Tui to Sully Kelson will eventually be the winning touchdown. That came at the end of the second quarter. 39 seconds remaining in that second quarter. 27-yard touchdown pass from Tui to Kelson for the Lisbon Broncos. 2-point conversion was no good, and that's our lone score of the game. A big defensive battle here between the Sargent County Bulldogs and the Lisbon Broncos for your final score today, 6-0. Looking at stats for Lisbon Broncos through the air, Tui with 27 yards. That was a big 27 yards off the lone reception to Sully Kelson for the touchdown. And on the ground, it was the Cruz Ranke show in that first half until he was injured. In that first half of play, I had him at 109 yards for Cruz Ranke. He came back in the game in the second half. He ended up twisting an ankle again, or just getting hurt again, had to go out of the game, but he finished the game with 137 yards on the ground for Cruz Ranke. And then Grayson Lyons comes in and runs the ball for Lisbon in place of Ranke. And Lyons on the ground was 65 yards. He had 31 in the first half, ended the game with 65 yards. Broncos on the ground with 205 yards, total yards on the ground, and then through the air with 27 yards, brings their total unofficially to 234 in the game offensively for the Lisbon Broncos. The Broncos with one fumble, offensive fumble by Cruz Ranke on that opening drive, and that was recovered by Sargent County right around the 50-yard line. Here for Sargent County, looking at your game stats through the air, Jace Fury unofficially with 110 yards, with 80 yards through the air. Ryan Eng with 30 yards off of that halfback pass for unofficially 110 yards passing for Sargent County. And then receiving, you had Olson with 9 yards, Peterson with 67, Newstall with 3, and Eng with 25, Bope with 2. That's just unofficial receiving stats here for Sargent County, unofficially through the air, 110 yards for Jace Fury, and then for those receivers on receptions, with that halfback pass for Ryan Eng going for 30 yards, well designed. They also had a couple hook and ladders. One of them called back at the end of the second quarter. Possible big play for Sargent County. That one was called back off of a hold. Sargent County in the game whistled for a couple false starts, a couple holds. The Broncos penalties went for 4 holdings, interference on a punt in the fourth quarter for the Lisbon Broncos. So that's just some of your game time stats here. Your post game show. Your final score, Sargent County and the Lisbon Broncos. The Broncos defeat Sargent County by a score of 6-0. We're going to go ahead and step away, come back with some of our player interviews. That's just ahead on yourliveevent.com.
Point of banking wasn't to bank at all, but to put your ideas to work. What if your bank asked, what if a little more? Well, what if we told you we do? We're American Bank and Trust, where what if meets why not? If you're ready to change what you get out of banking, start a relationship with us. What if you made the move today?
Anderson Seed Farms Incorporated is proud to announce its new partnership with AP Select Seed by AgriPartners. AP Select offers the latest traits and genetics in both corn and soybeans. They're a family-owned company that believes in fair pricing along with unmatched customer support that makes them truly better by choice. Anderson Seed Farms is a certified seed conditioning plant that grows, conditions, and sells Westbred spring wheat seed, which was the top-growing spring wheat in North Dakota last year. Contact Anderson Seed Farms in Foreman at andersonseedfarms.com.
The Bison Booster Club, an organization that is rooted in their support of the activities within the Milner Public School District and the City of Milner. They pride themselves on their community involvement in local donations to area projects and sponsorships to help make their community a pleasant place to reside. If you have any questions or are interested in becoming a Booster Club member, you can check out the Bison Booster Club on Facebook or talk with any of the existing members. The Bison Booster Club, helping make their community a better place to live.
All right, welcome back here at YourLiveEvent.com as we're back here with our player interview here with our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game going out here to Grayson Lyons. Grayson Lyons, you're coming in, I guess, in to replace an injured Cruz Ranke. So he came in that first half of play. He picked up 31 yards on the ground in the first half. He came back for a total of 65 yards rushing, following in the footsteps of Cruz Ranke at total yards on the ground for Lisbon, right around 202 yards officially in the game. So just kind of walk us through that, the game plan for the Broncos. As your coach said, Coach Mark Moss, also coach of the Bulldogs, Eric Olson, they pretty much knew Lisbon's going to run the ball. So, how was it as far as the game plan? Looked like you guys are kind of working the outsides and then run up the middle. So how did your game plan work out today in your victory here over the Sargent County Bulldogs?
Yeah, our main target was just to kind of just run, but got stopped a couple times. We just had to keep powering up and helping each other out. We just thought we could keep running, but it got to be tough on a couple times, but just kept going. Just had them sweeps, and that's what saved us. So.
Yeah, you guys, when you had Cruz Ranke in there, you guys are picking up some big yards onto the outside just because of his speed, and then you had to come in there and really take over running duties and kind of put the team on your shoulders. I mean, if that's a game plan, that a lot of that falls on the running back. So as a senior, just kind of put us, I guess, in that position as a leader on the team for the Broncos, being a senior, not only, leadership-wise as a senior, but also kind of an emotional leader for the Broncos.
Yeah, I kind of had to keep powering up, had to step in for Cruz as he kept getting hurt there. He came back, but I just had to step in, and as we were switching off kind of on wing back there, I had to just, keep going. It's been good. I knew I had to keep telling my brothers just to help me out on the line there, keep blocking and sealing the edge, keep doing their job. So.
All right, and then just looking like at this last week of practice for the Broncos, it was a short week of practice. You guys coming off a tough loss to Hillsborough Central Valley. You guys are kind of in the hunt there for that number 2 spot. Still possibly could get it. Just depends on how things shake out here, tomorrow night with a couple games. But, just kind of take us through, after that defeat by Hillsborough Central Valley, what you, I guess, as the seniors or the leaders on the team, what did you guys talk about as far as, with the coaches and with the players?
Well, it was rough losing at home there, and we really wanted to win that game and show up on our last home game. Well, it could have been differently if we would have won it, but we just had a good mentality coming into it, but turns out that we came short of it. After that game, we knew we couldn't fall apart. So came into this game strong and tried to do our business, tried to do it well. So.
Yeah, a tough battle out here in Gwinner. We kind of harkens back. The coaches and I talked about back in 2019, the big game played over there between the Broncos and the Bulldogs. That was a score of 8-6 in favor of the Broncos. Now Lisbon in the series, at least with Sargent County, dating back to 2019, you guys improved to 4-0. Just kind of looking ahead to next week, possible matchup now if things go the way they're, the way they're or at least the way they're shaking out right now as far as standings, you guys could face Park River again. So what do you think about, that matchup possibly facing Park River? You guys saw them, opening up the season. So what do you think about possible matchup here, Park River, looking ahead?
Oh, well, I think that was our downfall in that game, honestly. Coming out the football season, we didn't really do so well, But it's a good thing because we can watch back, look at our film, we can study what they're learning, and I think definitely we can play a lot more better and stronger and come out good.
Yeah, I heard that, from a number of players a couple weeks ago from a number of players on the team just talking about that first game and, maybe first game jitters, not a lot of confidence in your team, but you guys have come a long ways. You're 5-2 in the region, and, that's nothing to sneeze about here in Region 1. You're sitting at 5-4 overall there for the Broncos. So just congratulations here on the win tonight, and I look forward to watching you guys in the playoffs.
Thank you.
All right, congratulations, Grayson. All right, that's our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game there, Grayson Lyons for the Lisbon Broncos. As we're going to step away, we'll come back with some more player interviews here with the Sargent County Bulldogs. That's just ahead on YourLiveEvent.com.
Public School District has a long history of academic, artistic, and athletic achievement and is proud of the programs and education environment offered. A fully accredited educational system, Milner Public School District operates 2 separate school buildings, including Sundale Colony School. Over 85%, that's right, 85% of the graduates of Milner High School attend some form of post-secondary educational institution. You can find more information on the Milner Public School District online at milner.k12.nd.us.
Partnership is a way of life here in the Northland. It's about pitching in to help our neighbors, making lending decisions locally, honoring long-term commitments to farmers, Main Street businesses, teams, schools, and rural communities. We're more than just a bank. We're a community partner, working constantly and diligently to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. Bank North, always true.
Data shows.
All right, welcome back here at liveevent.com as we're back here for Agassi Ag Precision Play of the Game. And we're going to talk to the Sargent County Bulldog defense for Sargent County, your Agassi Ag Precision Play of the Game. Your local precision planting dealer, Agassi Precision Ag in Hillsborough. Call 701-436-2109 or visit planterdoc.com. And I'm here with Luke Munn. So, Luke, for Sargent County, you guys come up big in that first half of play. You come up with a couple 4-down stops right away on the opening drive. You guys with a big fumble recovery right around midfield. So just kind of walk us through, the emotions as you guys entered the game today, coming off a big win last week and then facing the Broncos.
We were excited after the big win.
Yep, just hold it a little bit closer.
Like it.
Yeah.
We were excited, and we wanted to win, wanted to knock them down, farther down the playoffs. We didn't really have anything to lose. Play hard, I guess.
Yeah, one of the things your coaches talk about, maybe just keeping practice a little bit more simple, not really throwing in a lot of new things and just having fun with practice this week. So do you think kind of that attitude and that approach really helped you guys out facing the Broncos tonight?
Yeah, I do think so, yeah. The more fun you have at practice, I think it shows up at the game.
Yeah, definitely look like you guys are, like you said, you guys are having fun out there. We saw on the offensive side some different plays that, maybe you wouldn't see in the regular season, but you guys kind of pulled them out of your back pocket. Something you have to do, maybe going up against a team like Lisbon, just to put some points on the board or, maybe catch them off guard a little bit or catch them flat-footed. But just going back into that defensive, into that defensive unit, you guys graduate 9 seniors off the squad this year. So just looking ahead for Sargent County, after this season, what do you guys see coming back for Sargent County as far as not only your defense, but just the Sargent County Bulldogs next season?
I think the other teams are going to lose a lot of seniors as well, and I think we're going to hit the weight room in the off season, and I think we're going to come back better. Yeah,
a lot of teams, I guess they say, next season, when does it start? Well, it starts after this game. Yeah. So, I guess that sounds like what the plan here for the Sargent County Bulldogs. And just like to congratulate you guys here on a great game tonight. A 6-0 battle between the Bulldogs and the Lisbon Broncos. So, Agassi Ag Precision Play of the Game going out here to Sargent County Bulldogs and their defense coming up with a number of 4-down stops and a big fumble recovery to open things up in this game. So, we're going to step away. We'll have another player interview coming up. This is yourliveevent.com.
Seized off the street by law enforcement contain a lethal dose of fentanyl. You never know when you might find yourself in the middle of an emergency. Why not be the reason a life can be saved? Narcan provides a safe and easy way to reverse the effects of an opioid in just minutes. You can pick up your Narcan today for free at your local public health office.
This message is brought to you by your local public health unit.
In Hope, North Dakota, we aren't just a town, we're a community, one that you can be proud of, where you and your family can grow. With available jobs, affordable housing, a golf course and pool, the Sportsman Club, and great educational opportunities. There hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota.
Fall is here, and that means harvest will ramp up quickly. How did your...
All right, welcome back here, Agassi Ag Precision Play of the Game. I have Tristan Peterson up here for the Sargent County Bulldogs. Tristan, you talked a little bit about defense, but I'm just going to kind of switch this over here to the offensive side here for Sargent County, as Sargent County coming up with a number of big plays towards the end of the first half. You guys had a kind of a hook and ladder play that we saw that was called back by I think it was a holding call. So a potential big play for Sargent County pushing the ball down the field. We saw that play once again there another hook and ladder, and then we saw a halfback pass going for some big yards. That was from Ryan Eng to you, catching that ball downfield. So just, kind of take us through that as far as the preparation. Was that something that you guys practiced this week, those kind of plays, or is that something that's been in the back of the playbook and you just thought, hey, this week, we're going to have a little bit more fun. We're just going to try a couple of these things.
It's definitely been in the playbook. We were going to do it last week against Mayport. Never got the chance to, except for the halfback pass to Jace Fury for the touchdown. That was one. The hook and ladder, the first one, I thought went really well, so we went back to it. The second one, Ryan got a little far away from me. I kind of had to throw it there. Thought I almost fumbled. And the halfback pass, I thought for sure he underthrew me, but the wind on his back, he got me there.
Yeah, just some of those plays, just kind of amazing when you think about it. And, it's not something that I was expecting for Sargent County. I hadn't really seen you guys on film. You talked about that game with Mayport CG and connecting on a halfback pass. Sargent County, you guys do have a number of athletes on this team. You talked a little bit about your baseball teams. You guys have found success playing with Oaks in high school baseball, and also your Babe Ruth team putting on a good, strong performance this last season, making it to the state tournament. So maybe just talk about, Sargent County, as I guess we had talked about Mr. Munn just a little, a couple moments ago. Just talk about, Sargent County Bulldogs, this year, the seniors that you lose, and then also what you guys have coming back or what you're looking forward to next year for Sargent County.
We lose a lot of great talent this year. Quarterback, running back, a couple O-linemen, tight ends. But I think we can, if those young guys get in the gym, work out, I think we'd be good.
Yeah, you guys, you talk a little bit about, the culture of building that football culture. Sargent County making the transition. Last year you guys were 9-man, and then you came up to 11-man. Just, I guess, kind of from your experience, how was that transition for Sargent County, and what do you think the confidence from this season is going to be able to do for you guys next year?
It's definitely difficult, a little different, but I think we can do it next year. Next year I think we'll be a lot better. We'll have a lot more IQ and a lot better of knowing of what the plays and everyone. But everyone loses a lot of good seniors, and so do we. Yeah, and,
that's something that Mr. Munn alluded to, too. You guys kind of looking forward to next year, looking at the rosters of these other teams and how you guys are going to match up. So looking like Sargent County, looking for a good off-season, everybody hitting the weight room and looking forward to next year. All right, so that is our Agassiz Egg Precision play of the game going out here to the Sargent County Bulldogs on the defensive side. We also talked a little bit of offense here with Tristan Peterson, but we're going to go ahead. We're going to step away, take another timeout, and we'll come back and wrap this thing up here from Gwinner, North Dakota.
Did you have the correct down pressure? Was your singulation spot on? Did you need row cleaners or a better closing system? This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer, and we are here to help. Discounts, 0% financing, and $50 per row rebates on most all systems will give you the tools to improve your planter pass. Give us a call at 701-636-2119 or visit planterdoc.com. Have a safe and profitable harvest.
What if we said a bank isn't a place to lock up money? It's a place to set it free. What if the point of banking wasn't to bank at all, but to put your ideas to work? What if your bank asked, what if, a little more? Well, what if we told you we do? We're American Bank and Trust, where what if meets why not? If you're ready to change what you get out of banking, start a relationship with us. What if you made the move today?
Anderson Seed Farms Incorporated is proud to announce its new partnership with AP Select Seed by AgroPartners. AP Select offers the latest traits and genetics in both corn and soybeans. They're a family-owned company that believes in fair pricing along with unmatched customer support that makes them truly better by choice. Anderson Seed Farms is a certified seed conditioning plant that grows, conditions, and sells Westbred spring wheat seed, which was the top-growing spring wheat in North Dakota last year. Contact Anderson Seed Farms in Foreman at andersonseedfarms.com.
All right, welcome back here to Gwinner, North Dakota, as we'll wrap things up. Your final score: the Lisbon Broncos over the Sargent County Bulldogs by a score of 6-0. Became a defensive battle. Sargent County with that bend don't break defense, coming up with a big fumble recovery to open things up. Kind of set the tone for the defense for Sargent County. Lisbon finding a way to get that ball across the goal line at the end of the end of the second quarter with 39 seconds remaining. It was a 27-yard touchdown pass from Evan Tui to Sully Kelson for the lone 6 points up on the Bank North scoreboard, and that is your final this evening, 6-0 in favor of the Lisbon Broncos. The Broncos improve overall to 5-2 on the season, or excuse me, to 5-2 in region play, and they're 5-4 overall. Broncos looking ahead to next week. If Hillsborough, Central Valley, and Northern Cass win, looks like the Broncos, as they're sitting right now, will be the number 3 team in the region, and they would play Park River. I know the number of the Broncos looking forward to that game against Park River. Park River and the Broncos faced off at the beginning of the season, or the second game of the season, back on the 29th of August, and Park River defeated the Broncos by a score of 30-0. And looks like the Broncos with a little bit of motivation if that does shake out. There are a number of games tomorrow evening to pay attention to here for Region 1. You can catch those on yourliveevent.com. And those games coming up. On your live event, we'll have Valley City at Northern Cass. That's the game with playoff implications for both teams, as well as the Broncos. If Valley City takes down Northern Cass, that'll shake things up in Region 1. We also have Mayport CG at Hillsborough Central Valley on yourliveevent.com. And then we have Oaks taking on number 4, Ellendale Edgeley Combe. So you can catch those games, Valley City at Northern Cass and Mayport CG at Hillsborough Central Valley here on yourliveevent.com. As we're going to wrap things up from Gwinner, North Dakota, this is Brent Dick along with our cameraman tonight. We're going to go ahead and sign off. Everybody have a safe evening, and we'll see you next week for Division 11A playoff football right here on yourliveevent.com.
The Bison Booster Club, an organization that is rooted in their support of the activities within the Milner Public School District and the City of Milner. They pride themselves on their community involvement in local donations to area projects and sponsorships to help make their community a pleasant place to reside. If you have any questions or are interested in becoming a Booster Club member, you can check out the Bison Booster Club on Facebook or talk with any of the existing members. The Bison Booster Club, helping make their community a better place to live. The Milner Public School District has a long history of academic, artistic, and athletic achievement and is proud of the programs and education environment offered. A fully accredited educational system, Milner Public School District operates 2 separate school buildings, including Sundale Colony School. Over 85%, that's right, 85% of the graduates of Milner High School attend some form of post-secondary educational institution. You can find more information on the Milner Public School District online at milner.k12.nd.us.